Hi, hello. Can you hear me? Am I out there? I'm a little boy living in England. I'm not. That was a lie. I'm actually a grown woman living in America. People are like, what? What? Is this related to what we're talking about? No. I already need a drink. Welcome. Today, we got a mix-up. Well, not a mix-up. Rachel Hollis has been quiet. All's quiet on the Western Front, as they say, or all is calm on the Western Front in our Rachel Hollis universe. However, Rach Talk, I just love being in the Rach Talk studio. I can't get enough. You can't rip me out of here if you tried. So I just decided to stay. Heidi Powell's, love factory she's got going on in her house, it's just not as appealing. I've tried it before. I have the option. I just love Rach Talk better. So even though we're only going to talk about Rachel Hollis for a short period of time today, talking about her Rach Talk ticket sales, because that's really all she's given us. And because today's Monday, her podcast comes out Tuesdays and Thursdays usually. She was doing like a Monday, a quick word, AQW for a little bit, where it was like 10 minutes of her just riffing off of something that's not true. Like, I'm so patient. I'm so grounded. I'm so healed, whatever she would say. And she would just talk for 10 minutes. She stopped doing those. She's also stopped posting on YouTube. So she's really given me zero material to work with. This codependent relationship is not serving me, Rachel. But we do have Rach Talk because that is coming up. And it's interesting. I guess we could look at just talk about it quickly. What's her method here going forward? Because, she's got a big event coming up, big event meaning her 11-city national tour. And ticket sales have not been going well. So instead of working on that in some capacity, it seems like she's sort of given up a little bit, which is sort of sad, disappointing, but it is what it is. 2 weeks since her last upload to YouTube. She was supposed to do vlogs all summer. Didn't happen. I think we got 2 vlogs total, 3 maybe, or 2.5, because it was, one of them was recut, just some new footage, but also old footage. And then no Rach Talks. And this whole top row right here is all podcast. We already did all that. Boring. No Instagrams other than her and her boyfriend, laughing into the sunset. Candid photos. But anyways, we'll look up Rach Talk Live, see where the ticket sales are going. And it looks like, if anything, more balconies are being closed down, meaning that they're not sold out, I don't think, most likely, that they're not selling at all, so they're shutting them down so that people are forced to buy the closer seats. But again, we're just checking in. We're just checking in. And also welcome. I know everyone's getting seated, situated, driving off the highway, whatever you need to do to participate in this live. So I do appreciate you being here. Yes, Queens. Okay. So I always check Birmingham because it's the first one, obviously. September 30th is the most near date on the calendar. I was just watching while I was scarfing down a sandwich before I came live, Ancient Aliens, because that's a very, simple watch in the sense of you can pick any random episode and it's basically the same thing. It's like The Office, If you sort of know the characters in Ancient Aliens, you can enjoy any episode just randomly clicking. So we were watching that right before. I don't remember what the point of that was. Oh, Mayan calendar. So if we're following the Mayan calendar, September 30th is first. So Birmingham is coming up. If we're following the Gregorian calendar, it's also Birmingham is the first city. That was my joke. Okay. So you would think my thought process is, okay, so if we're going to judge her on ticket sales, we should judge her on the like most coming up soon city, because obviously people will probably want to buy tickets sooner for those. Like there's, you have months of time to buy an October ticket, but you have sort of less time to buy your September tickets. So that's where I'm coming from, always showing Birmingham. It's not looking great still. If anything, it actually, to me, looks worse than last time, but I can't imagine how that would be true. A lot of VIPs not being sold. So here's the stage. Okay. There's 5 people in the front, so that's going to be empty as hell. And then you got a big group, maybe 100. Some of these you can't like see, how much has been sold, but just infer here. Again, the blue is not sold and the gray is sold. So, it's going to be intimate, which is sort of scary, because if you were to buy tickets to an event like this, like if I was to buy a ticket to, I'm trying to think of a comedian that's not canceled. I was like, in my head, I'm like, Dane Cook. Nope, don't want to mention him. There was another one. Dave Chappelle. I'm like, nope, that's not what I want to mention either. And then I just mentioned both of them. What's the third one? What's the third comedian? Jay Leno. Okay, the most safe comedian possible. Jay Leno, if I bought a ticket to that and then all of a sudden there was 20 of us and I was going to go just to watch and like kind of, ridicule him, for example, or something, and then he would like be so close to me being able to watch my every move, I would feel weird about it. So yeah, if you're going to Rach Talk to snark, it might be awkward. It may be an uncomfortable experience, because I think she's going to be able to make eye contact with that many people sold. It's not a big stadium where you can just sit quietly and observe. Yee. Anyways. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm seeing some of your comedians. Bo Burnham. That's the best one. I wish he did stand up. Well, I guess he does. He does his own twist, like a musical twist. Stephen Colbert. True. I'm looking at Trevor Wallace. Okay. You guys are like comedian experts, comedian expertise. Oh man. Jay Leno. The Closet Stalker? Oh, I don't know about that. I only know that Jay Leno is like the safe comedian because he doesn't curse in any of his comedy, and my mom liked him a lot, so we went to a show when I lived in like Miami area for a while, and she like walked out halfway through. Didn't come back, so I sat and watched Jay Leno by myself at like 17. Yeah, I got a lot of things to process in therapy. Hey! But that's what we're here for, right? Okay, I gotta fix something too, because I don't want this to happen again. Oh my gosh. Exactly this. Thank you, Lindsay Peltz. Thank you so much. Lindsay says, you rock. You rock. Or as Rachel Hollis would say, you're my best friend and I love you, and pay me to continue this relationship. But thank you, Lindsay. And for that, I'm going to say, since we're still early on the show, that's Lisa Bilyeu. And also, this is for you, Lindsay. You may or may not be, but while you're here tonight, you are. And also, you're just such a... I'm just kidding. Thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate that. Okay, so give me 1 second while I fix the little graphic thing. So stand by. We're going to go back to this. Hold on. We're not done with Rach Talk. I promise. I'm just copying over something so that when we get super chat stuff, it shows up. Get it? Show up. Like they all say. Okay. All right. So Alabama, not looking great. If you bought Alabama tickets to Snark, you're going to be there with 20 other people who are also going to be uncomfortable. Okay, so then the second one I always look at. Now, here's one thing. Detroit, Michigan. This was one that she had mentioned was like, oh, selling out. It was selling out, girlies. Like, everyone's buying Detroit tickets. You guys are it's going to be a close competition between Illinois, I'm not going to pronounce the name again because I've done it wrong so many times, so I apologize if you live in that city, near Chicago, and Detroit. They were battling it out. Now you can't even see what the map looks like. It's been like downgraded. I don't know if this is an automatic feature that happens if you don't sell enough tickets or what, but you know, we can't even look anymore. And then the other one was Illinois. That's all I'm gonna say. She said she was the one who said like there it's selling, and I will agree. This is better, much better than probably the majority. It's also skinnier, so maybe my eyes are deceiving me. And this is October 6th, so this is kind of sort of. Oh, you couldn't hear the soundboard? Oh no! Oh my gosh, sorry everybody. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Well, no wonder I clicked the wrong button. Okay. Okay, back to Lindsay. Hold on. Lindsay, don't leave. I need to say this to you.
You are privileged AF.
And also?
But also.
You are also a
douche lord.
Okay, everyone heard that, right? I saw the sound levels go up. We can all blame
Rach
for that technical failure. But just remember,
I am not problematic.
Okay. Did everyone hear that? Did everyone hear that?
No.
Heidi, I'm not talking to you. Did everyone in the chat hear that?
No.
I don't know what to do. Heidi, stop yelling at me.
It's okay to cry.
Oh, okay, thank you. I've actually never cried before.
There's a first for everything.
Thank you, Heidi. Sorry for that silent first round. Now we're back in business. Now we're the super chat is now working and the sound bites are now working. Just having my own entertainment. Just making up my own jokes that no one's hearing. Feels right. Feels right, as Dave Hollis would say. Okay. So if you're in Illinois going to this, you know, you might not make eye contact with her, but it's probably still going to be like echoey in there. And you know, if this is her interpretation of one of the best selling, and I can't look at Detroit, like I said, so this is, you know, the one we can look at. Not super great. And then even some of the other ones that are like lower down, I don't remember this one, but this is Cincinnati. This is much smaller, and this is the part, all this back here by my headphones. They closed it, so it looks like, oh, it's sold, but it's also, you know, anyone who bought tickets up higher, you know, moved down a little bit. So poor Rach, but she's working on a book. She said, I'm not going to play it because it was just like one part of like a hour and a half long podcast that I did not find interesting. She did say that her boothing has some free time now. And we all know that it's because her boothing, Kez Dark, is Shawn Mendes' tour manager. Shawn Mendes called off his tour for mental health issues, like, I guess preventative mental health stuff is for like how I'm reading it, because it's sort of like vague, like I'm taking time off for myself and mental health. Like, he didn't really say the exact reason, which, you know, you don't need to. It is what it is. Like, you know, whatever. Anyways, so she's like, oh, he's got some free time, her boyfriend, her boothing, and he wants to go climbing, hiking alone, which I thought like, oh, I'm sure Rachel loves that. But then she made it seem like, oh no, like he just wants to be here for my kids and wants to be there on their first day of school. And he wants to be so supportive. And I'm the one pushing him to go alone hiking and camping. So I don't know who to believe or what. It seems unlikely to me that this is going to be very judgmental. So hold on for a second. I just find it unlikely that a 40-something-year-old man who's never been married, so it seems, has no children, would be now all of a sudden out of the blue wanting to be a family man at the same time, Rachel is like saying that he wants to go do stuff alone, which would make more sense for how he's lived his life thus far. But he's so adamant about being there and being the family guy that she has to push him to leave and do stuff by himself. I don't know. I don't think we're getting the full story. But that's just me, baby. That's just me. Yeah. In the Reddit threads, hold on. Let me see. I could probably find it. In the Reddit threads on Hollis Uncensored, if you're not there, you should go and find it. There was some debate about Rachel's sex life because I feel badly saying these things sometimes, and I'm like, well, she's the one who talks about it, so obviously she wants people to discuss her sex life, because otherwise why would she put it in her books and put it in her podcasts and whatever? So here we are discussing it. If her and Dave had a good sex life or a bad sex life versus now her new boo thing. And she said a couple times that her and her new boo thing, just are loving having sex, and they're naked all the time, and he's giving her multiple orgasms, and, woo,
My uterus
is being utilized, which is great. No shame in that game. However, I remember, because I reread Girl Wash Your Face and Girl Stop Apologizing semi-recently, and there was a lot of positive talk about Dave and her doing it, being howler monkeys, getting it on till the dawn. So, I didn't quite remember all the complaining about Dave's performance. But I could be corrected. So if you find some evidence or hear something about them, previously about Dave being not so great, I would love to hear it. Thanks, Linda. Thank you for subscribing. Anyways, okay, enough of Rach. That was just my little update. Rach Talk, there is still a chance it may not happen. I'm still thinking that it will, because she has sold some tickets, and if she spent money renting these event spaces and putting together merch and having these jean jackets that are custom or whatever, yeah. Kimberly wants to hear more. Doesn't want to hear more, depending on how you read that sentence. So yeah. So Rachel, I don't know. She might come out and be like, we're canceling. That's still possible. It's only the end of August, so there's a full month until, the first event. And I have a feeling like she might back out. Just the way she's acting now. She's like disappearing again from the internet slowly. And it sort of shows like, okay, she's not like doubling down yet. Anyways, thank you, everybody. I see all your comments late, so if a joke has landed, I will find out in 10 minutes. All right. The big news of the day, and let's just talk about Hollisville at the top, and we can go to light language, because that's like the big story, the big kind of deeper dive, which I find very interesting. And if you've watched some of the other lives, I've touched on light language because I just find it so bizarre. But now I found it more about it, so I'm excited to explore that with you live. But we have to talk about Heidi Powell, our girly, our fitness queen, Heidi Powell. She's all about...
They're going to be dropping some really powerful, amazing, life-changing shiz.
Yeah. That is what we're going to be talking about. Her life-changing shiz. Now, if you don't remember what she's up to, her and Dave Hollis, Heidi Powell, Dave Hollis, have been traveling back and forth. Heidi had this like last minute need to, shoot videos at his place because, it was so, I don't know, she didn't have a camera. There's no cameras in Arizona. That's like a law that you're not allowed to have a camera. I'm just kidding. But, that's how she makes it seem, is that there was no possible way to shoot content in her home. And she's also used the excuse of like, I have children. I can't shoot videos at my house. Like Dave also has the same amount of children and has younger children than her. So I don't really buy that. But we got to play the game. Oh, thank you, Alaska and Alaskan Biltundra. Thank you for that so much, and thank you for that amount. That is a very specific amount here in Hollisville. I appreciate that.
It is 18 American dollars.
If you didn't know, once again,
18 stinking dollars.
and Dave loves things that are stinking. Isn't that right, Alaska?
Not your poop again.
That's a new one, but I don't know if I like that one.
Not your poop again.
Not your poop again. Dave, come on.
That wasn't nice.
I know. This is my favorite Dave quote of all time.
Oh, I love that sound.
And thank you, Alaska. Save the manatees. As you can see, I have a manatee shirt on. I don't have a name for him, but I guess this would be Monty. Monty the manatee. He's with us tonight. In spirit and in fashion. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. And make sure to
Unfollow me.
immediately. Okay, yes. This is all leading up to this, basically. I'm setting the scene to tell you that I did sign up for Heidi Powell's weight loss 5-day, 5-minute boot camp extravaganza. And if Dave Hollis were to explain what this is, it is free dollars and free cents. He's said that about 25 times in his, social media posts. So anyways, so let's take a look, a gander see. Hold on, let me turn myself to Heidi. I watched myself back the other time I did this, and I was like, I should have made it a circle. Here we are. Hey guys, I'm Heidi Powell. I'm Heidi Powell now. I'm Heidi Powell today and every day. Okay, sorry. All right. Here's Heidi these days. So here's my theory. Oh, I ruined it. If I scroll down, I ruined it. Here, okay. Oh, back to the howler monkey thing. Let me get Steven to bring me the book. Let me text him. He's in his office. Hold on. Hey, can you bring me "Girl, Wash Your Face" to me? ? Thank you. Okay. All right. Back on task, Caleb. So Heidi Powell is a fitness influencer. She was on Extreme Makeover Weight Loss Edition. One day I'll get that right. She's a mama to 4 children. We know that. She's a New York Times bestselling author. I actually don't think that's true. We'll discuss that at a later date. And whatever. She's a co-founder of that. So right here, though, it's her join my free 5-day Better Body Boot Camp. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. She's a member of the BBB, the Big Booty Better Body Boot Camp. Here's my prediction, because it does seem very last minute, and there's already issues within the first day, which was today, with the transmission of the emails, with what time things were. The timer was off. There's supposed to be like an embedded timer into the emails. So there's a lot of issues up front. And again, it just feels like kind of put together very quickly. And I believe that is because they, as in Dave and Heidi, announced the prices for the next mastermind. And I don't know if I ever actually shared the graphic of the said mastermind, but I need to, because it shows, I think I did actually, but who is going to be there. And the one main person was Mel Robbins, our friend of the show, Mel Robbins. And also one of the speakers is going to be David Hollis. Here we go. Here's me as Heidi again. Actually, I want to be Dave. I match better with Dave. Okay, so they announced the next round of masterminds. Now, if you remember, there's already been 2 masterminds this year. There was the SUSCon Show Up Summit, which was in Chandler, Arizona. It was 2 days, 3 days if you were VIP, and those tickets were like $4,000, and then $1,200 as like the regular or reg or a NIP or a VIP. Not important or very important. So, okay, so that's the pricing. So $4,000 for VIP, but multiple days, and there's an event center, and there's multiple speakers. And then they had a second mastermind, which we talked about, which was at her home that she used to spend and live with Chris Powell, her ex-husband. They had a bunch of people come, 30 people come, do yoga in the garage with cars in the garage. She was crying about, memories in the house. Dave Hollis had a s'mores bar that he donated. It was a mess. Anyways, they had those fairly quickly. One was in April. One was like 3 weeks ago. So now they announced the next one, which is coming up very soon. And this one's $5,000 to go to this mastermind. And so I think people, because it seems like a lot of the customers that they have are repeat customers, so people want to get close and stay close to Dave and Heidi. So, and that's my opinion. Obviously, I don't know if that's true, but I can assume just based on, what I sort of have seen on the social medias, that seems to be the case. And also like the weight loss that they're promising and sort of inferring is going to happen hasn't really happened from what I can tell. And so I think it's more about the community. It's about staying engaged with Dave and Heidi. I mean, for God's sakes, like during the second round, Dave was literally in a rehab facility. So he wasn't really even a part of the second one. Anyways, whatever. So they announced the third round or fourth round, which is this one at the end with this mastermind. And I don't think as many people signed up for it or were interested as they were hoping. So now they're like, we need fresh meat. We need new people to be in this club because our old people are getting sick of shilling out $5,000, $4,000, $3,000, $2,000, whatever, depending on what level, to go and see Heidi and Dave every 5 seconds. And because it's like back to back to back to back, they need to get more people in the grift, essentially. So here is the mastermind coming up. Mel Robbins, infamously gets paid $100,000 per speech that she gives. So, they really got to make money. So I think Heidi decided, okay, what's the best way to get new people? Okay, the best way to get new people is to email market them. That seems to be get your email list going. That seems to be a very typical marketing ploy in the digital marketing space. To get people to be marketed to. So as long as you can get their emails, you can start to put them into these different programs that will target them and will get them to purchase in certain ways, and there's strategy to it. But it's very important to get emails. The other thing is you want to get that sense of FOMO, that fear of missing out, right? So if you create a community and the people in the community are pressuring you, like, if you ever go to a gym and you sign up for the first personal training class, let me go back to myself here. If you ever sign up for just the personal trainer is going to take you around and show you the gym or show you a little workout. Now I fell for this. This is how I know this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll do that. It's free. Why not? You go. And then they ask you all these questions before you even start. They're like, how much do you spend at the bar? How much do you spend on, eating out a week? Oh, okay. How much do you want to lose weight? How much do you want to get in shape? How important is it to you? Like a scale of 1 to 10. And you're like, why am I answering these questions? Like, just answer it. It's not just like a formality. Okay. So I'm like, I don't know, like a 7, whatever. He's like, are you sure? Like, why would you even be here if you're not like a 10? I was like, okay, put 10. I don't give a shit, whatever. I just want to show me where the treadmills are and let me leave. Anyways. So, you do the workout, and then afterwards, when they start to hard sell you and say like, okay, you're invested now, you did the workout, like we want you to sign up for, personal training sessions. Are you down to do it? And I'm like, no, I said at the beginning, I'm not down. Well, you said you're a 10 out of 10 for devotion. Wouldn't the most devoted be to sign up for this? And then you start getting the guilt of like, oh, I did say that. I did say that I was devoted. I did say I wanted to change. And now they're giving me an opportunity to change by me paying them $5,000. Oh, I guess I don't want to go back on my word and look like a liar in front of this guy. So I guess I'll sign up for it. Now, I never signed up for my personal training classes. And I'm obviously trying to put like a, this is what's happening in the group, I think. All these people are doing this 5-minute a day boot camp that's free for 5 days, but the hard sell is going to be in the group of like, if you care about yourself, then you would go to the next level and pay $5,000 and do all the personal development, all of the, the fitness challenges that we have coming up, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, that's my real life example for what I think is going on here. So, okay, so I infiltrated the group. And by infiltrated, I mean I literally gave them my Kia's World email and said, sign me up, which they did. And, but I did use a fake name. I used Shmea. Shmea, I guess, technically, Shmea. Because I can't let them know, even though my actual email is correct and spelled correct. I'm not doing that much, what do you say? Recognizance, is that it? I don't know. Okay, here's the email that I got. So there's already issues. There's already issues, as you can see. Okay, so there was an email that came out and it was wrong. And this is the follow-up email. So I guess, hold on, updated timer. Let me show you the errored one. First of all, they all went to like the junk mail. And then the second one they sent, the timer was wrong. Okay, here it is, day 1. Nice work, Shmea. That's me. I'm so happy that you made it here on the first day of the challenge. Seriously, take a quick second and pat yourself on the back because you did the hardest part, the hardest of the hard, and took the first step. Today is all about baby steps because baby steps are the key to unlocking that transformation and change you want. When you make a small commitment to yourself and then follow through on it, you start to believe in yourself. I always talk about how integrity is the key to transformation, and I mean integrity with yourself. So as you start day 1 of my Start Now 5-day body challenge, I want you to do something for you. Commit! Commit! Here we go. Here's the soft sell. And then the hard sell starts day 4, is my thoughts. Commit. Right now, you are reading the first of 5 emails, right? I've already gotten 3 emails because there's been errors, but okay. Right now, you're fired up because you just signed up for the challenge and you're thinking, I can do this, but that excitement will die down unless you feed the flame. Here's the thing. You are going to get an email from me for the next 5 days. That 5th email is going to show up 5 days from now, and you'll have the opportunity to respond in one of 2 ways. Dang, I totally wanted to do that challenge, but I missed it. Or, yes, I just finished and it feels great. If you let time go by and didn't finish the challenge, your willpower might even take a hit and you'll be disappointed in yourself. But if you finish, you'll feel good. You'll believe in yourself. The best part is the choice is yours to make. You can choose right now to spend 5 minutes a day, complete each daily challenge, and feel confident in yourself. So I've included a timer below to help remind you. 0, 0, 0, 0. Countdown starts. That timer is set for 120 hours, which is 5 days from now. No, it's not. Okay, sorry. She fixes it. I should give her a break. When the timer goes off, you can either be bummed out that you didn't finish, or okay, whatever. So that's the thing. And you get a worksheet, which is like very basic. Okay, so now here's a special message just for me. Shmea. Okay, so here's the website that basically houses all of these like videos or whatever. Okay, so this is day 1. It's 21 minutes where she's going to talk about, her life hack or whatever. And then here's the actual workout. We don't have to hear that.
5 minutes? That is okay. Don't even.
This is Dave's.
Remember the.
This is in Dave's warehouse. That's in the back of his property. The workout itself is very simple, and she does do some modifications.
Pressure on your knee. So that is your workout for today. Just to recap, you're going to be doing 5 push-ups scaled at your level, 10 swing-ups scaled to your level, and 15 air squats scaled to your level.
Okay, so cool. So basically, so that's her video. She talks about whatever. I'm going to show a live video that she did in the group because I think it's more interesting and it's more raw and real than that one, because that was like the recorded videos that her and Dave were like fighting about. So boring. A couple things that I thought were funny about today, though. The Facebook community's got like 4,000 people in it. So I think her marketing plan is probably going to work, because even if 4,000, don't join the challenge. And I'll wait for the moment to say it, but basically she's like, this is like the reason I care about this, and the reason I want you to do this and succeed is because like community is so important, blah, 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 blah. But then they're closing the Facebook group after the 5 days because they want you to join the real one that costs money. I just feel like, can't people see that, or do they see it and not care? Because obviously if Heidi only cared about you and just wanted you to find community with other people, you would leave this group open of 4,000 people to like continue to go down their fitness journey, as opposed to shutting it down, closing it. And then the only other option is go to my paid $5,000, mastermind group where we all are best friends and we hang out together and we're awesome, whatever. Okay. But here you go. You can join the Facebook community. You can download your worksheet. I'll show you what the worksheet looks like. It is this. Okay, Better Body Bootcamp, congrats. I can check off by, I guess, printing this out. I can't really make any changes on my PDF. But yeah, so very Rachel Hollis of her, wants to increase our water intake, and I'll talk about that in a second. Watch the video, completed the, no. That is the challenge. 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, and 5 somethings. And I'm supposed to say, make myself feel bad. Exactly what I was just saying about the personal training scheme, whatever, guilt trip, essentially. How do you feel about your personal integrity and ability to keep promises to yourself right now? How will you improve? Okay, I'm supposed to journal about that. And I can guarantee you on day 5, they're going to say the best way to keep your personal integrity about losing weight that you've said, you've posted in this group, you've told everybody, this 4,000 people, you want to lose weight. The best way to keep that integrity is to pay for my course or pay for my challenge and go see Mel Robbins live. And I just find that to be icky. She's not the first person to come up with this. She's not like the only person who's ever done this in the world, obviously, but I just find it to be, as a consumer, just if you see something like this, just be wary of it and know that you're not ruining your personal integrity by not joining a scammers online fitness boot camp run by a person who is, I think, going through very serious eating problems personally, based on the stuff that she says and based on her posts, and a guy who has no fitness background whatsoever, and is like a pretending person, like pretending to be this great person and is really struggling completely. I don't know, whatever. That's Dave. And then based on what I learned today, I will commit to whatever. That's the worksheet. Yeah, this is a funnel, essentially. Exactly. Okay, wait. Let's go back to this. Okay, so here's the workout. 5 push-ups. Okay. 5 swing ups, which are essentially sit-ups, but your arm goes a little bit farther. And again, these look like old videos, like these GIFs right here. These look like they were shot when Chris was still around, personally. Just the way her hair looks and her clothes look and that background. It doesn't look recent, but maybe it is. I could be wrong. And then squats. So that's what you're learning. This is the amazing insider information. Do a push-up, do a sit-up, and do squats. Anyways, this is my favorite tip. I've never heard this before. People in the Reddit thread said that Chris Powell has said this before. And also, Rachel, we know that Rachel, oh, thank you. Rachel is a water connoisseur, and so am I. I am also a water connoisseur, I can't lie. And I even have the little times of the day that I don't follow, but the bigger the better, baby, for water. But apparently, I've been doing it wrong. If my life is relatable in drinking water, I'm doing it wrong. And apparently I have been doing it wrong. hold on. Okay. And we have the book. Thank you. Thank you. So after this point, I'll go back and I'll read the howler monkey section. We can talk about it. Okay, but I wanted to talk about the gulping. Water gulping is the tip here. So 80% of Americans are chronically dehydrated, and you're probably one of them. Okay, thank you, Rachel. Not drinking enough water for your body suppresses your metabolism, making it really hard for your body to burn fat. Ideally, you should be drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water each day. That's exactly what Rachel Hollis used to say, like every time she would talk. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should drink 100 ounces of water. It can be hard to drink that much water if you're not used to it. So for now, I'm challenging you to drink just 8 ounces more than you did yesterday. Okay, I never heard of this. Let me know if you've heard of this. My most popular hydration tip, the 10 gulp rule. Every time you take a drink, don't set it down until you have had 10 big gulps of water. Trust me, it's easier than you think, and this will help you get your water in. It sounds like, I'm sorry to say it, but this sounds like a porn star, like giving advice to like the new girl, you know, like, hey, okay, that was probably too far. But that's what it sounds like, the 10 gulp rule. Come on. All right, sorry. Okay. Just erase that from your memories. The benefits you will experience from drinking enough water alone is so worth it. Hydration helps increase your metabolism, increases mental clarity, flushes out harmful toxins. Okay, that's not true. Prevents cramps and sprains by keeping the joints lubricated and increases energy levels. Okay, well, there you go, everybody. Okay, let's try it. Everyone count down from 10. Actually, hold on. I can make a 10. Stand by. Countdown. Clock. Stopwatch. No, I can do stopwatch. Okay, ready? Ugh. That's a lot of water at one sitting. Woof. Okay, I did it, everybody. I'm personally developed. I'm releasing toxins as we speak. Okay, so that's the magic of this free boot camp. You know, it is free, so how can I complain? Let me get to the Facebook group real quick. And we'll get that set up, but then I'll read Howler Monkeys because why not? Right? Unless they're going to kick me out now because they're watching this live. They're like, you're no longer invited here, Shmia. Boot camp. Heidi, a boot camp. Let me in. I hate Facebook. Let me just tell you. I hate Facebook. It's not very intuitive. Especially, ow, my stomach hurts. Ow. It's too much water. Okay, here's her live. This is the old one. I didn't watch today's because this was a full hour and 15 minutes. Oops. Hold on. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. There you go. Heidi's live. Here we go. Anyways, okay. Hold on. Before we begin this, let's get it together. I'm going to read a little excerpt from Girl Wash Your Face as per the request about howler monkeys. So if you're not familiar with Girl Wash Your Face, this is published in 2017, I believe. This is the book that has sold millions and millions of copies. It launched Rachel Hollis into the Ethernet. Chapter 7, The Lie, I'm Bad at Sex, on page 73. Okay, here we go, everybody. Get ready. Okay. So I'll read you a little bit, and then I'll get to the Howler Monkey part. Okay, she says, I used to be really bad at sex. Whoa, Nelly. You didn't think I was going there, but I totally am. I'm going to talk about sex as a married Christian woman, and I hope it'll be okay. My husband, he's likely hiding under a rock right now because me writing about this is definitely his worst nightmare. My worst nightmare is getting chased by Bigfoot, so I guess we all have our crosses to bear, Dave. But Dave shouldn't be worried. I'm not writing about him. I'm writing about me and my bad sex. I'm choosing to write about this big, scary, embarrassing thing at the risk of petrifying my in-laws and giving me ma a heart attack because I think it's important. I don't think women talk about it enough. This is also the same woman who recently said that a woman was watching, or I guess a person, she didn't say the gender, a person was watching a movie on their own screen on a plane that had a sex scene in it, and she was completely offended. So I guess she's gone back. Okay. All right. This page has the Howler Monkey part in it. Let's see. Are we all enjoying this? Thank you. No one said anything. I'm just assuming that everyone's like, yeah, totally. Keep going. Okay. Oh, sure, the world talks about it as much as it can, as loud as it can, as often as it can, but not in a realistic way. Not in a way that makes tangible sense to a virginal clarinet player whose experience with men when she met her husband was equal to her experience with hunting large game in Africa, which is to say none at all. My early opportunities for sexual education included ladies at church who didn't speak about it within my hearing, or media as a whole, which showed me an ideal that was impossible to achieve. So I walked into my marriage with no realistic idea of what to expect, which is flipping ridiculous. I wish just one time before I got married, someone had said, look, here are my experiences. Here's what you need to know. Here's what you should consider. And also, the first few times you have sex, you should pee afterwards so you don't get a UTI. Okay, let me just cut it right there. Any ladies out there, don't stop at a few first times. Do it every time. Every lady should pee after having sex. Key is tip number 1 for life. Key is tip number 2 for life. Number 1, gulp your water 10 times if you want to feel disgusting while drinking water. And 2, pee every single time you have sex. The first few times ain't gonna cut it. You still might get a UTI. Okay. Somewhere in Texas, an older reader just fainted. Yes, I wrote about a urinary tract infection. If that freaks you out, move right along to the next chapter, sister, because it's gonna get way more intimate than that. I knew very little about sex other than what I had gleaned from TV or movies, so I was terrible at it. And not terrible as in awkward, though I am most definitely that. It was terrible because I was miserable, and I made my husband miserable too. 5 years into our marriage, our sex life was nearly non-existent. By comparison, we'll celebrate our 14th wedding anniversary this year, and now our sex life is the stuff of legends. Yes, that's what it says. I swear to God, I can't really see it, but yeah. Anyways. No, seriously, we do it more. Okay, here's the part that everyone wants to hear, right? This is the juicy part that needs to live on in infamy forever. No, seriously, we do it more than any married couple you know, or at least more often than most married couples with 4 kids and 2 full-time jobs. We have sex not out of obligation, but because it's really, really good. When it's really good, why would you not go at it like a couple of Why would you not go at it like a couple of howler monkeys whenever you can? Okay, and then she says, today it's awesome, but it was a long road from there to here, and I'm going to tell you about it in case you find yourself in the same place, and because I don't want you to get a UTI. Okay, we can skip, I'll just read it. I just highlighted certain parts that are like the juiciest, so I met Dave when I was 19 years old and he was 27. I had never been on a date before and he didn't know how much younger I was than him. As I've already told you, when the truth came out a couple months in, it went over like an... Okay, here's a good one. Here's a good line. All right. As I've already told you, when the truth came out a couple months in, it went over like an obese cat falling off the back fence. It was an ungraceful and violent fall, but we still landed on our feet. So she didn't tell him that she was 19. She knew he was 27, but apparently it went over like an obese cat falling off a fence. Dave has been my best friend since that first year together. He is my favorite human on the planet, and I love him so much it makes my heart want to explode. Eek, what happened? When we got married, and again, this was written in 2017. This is not like 1995. When we got married, we had the happiest life I could have possibly dreamed up for myself. And for sex, we did it like rabbits. We did it like rabbits because that's what you're supposed to do as newlyweds, right? How many times could we do it in a day? How many times in an hour? I would do it in the rain, in the dark, on a train, in a car, in a tree. You get the point, Sam I am. We were having lots of sex, and I loved it. I loved it because being physically close with him made me feel cherished and adored. I loved it because it made him so happy. It made us so happy. We were newlyweds. We were having sex, and life was good. But as the first couple of years went on, and the newness wore off, the joy of the honeymoon phase wore off too. In the beginning, my excitement made me bold. As time went on, though, I felt less comfortable, as if a switch had been flipped. I was raised to be a good Christian girl. Now I was supposed to be a sex kitten, but I had no idea how. So I drank. This is another part that I sort of have a problem with, because she doesn't really ever fix it. We go on a date night, I have just enough wine to feel sexy, then I try to do sexy things or act in a sexy way, but I rarely enjoyed it as much as he did. Did I pretend to enjoy it? Heck yes. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Then I started to resent the fact that I wasn't enjoying it, resented that I thought I should have sex even when I wasn't that excited about it. Then I had a baby, and my body morphed, and my stomach stretched out, and my boobs leaked, and I was exhausted. Sex was basically the least enjoyable thing I could imagine. But I kept doing it, kept pretending that I loved every second. I never once talked to Dave about how I was feeling. I highlighted that part. I was like, what the fuck? That's not healthy advice. I mean, I know she's saying she fixed it, but like, she blamed Dave quite a bit for all of their issues, marital issues. And if he doesn't know, you can't blame him for not knowing. He's not going to read your mind. Oh, thank you, Stella Black. Stella picked a pear character sliding on the floor on his knees saying goal. Which part? The howler monkey part? Here's the perfect soundbite for this moment.
I will actually do something obscene for you. It's giving me life.
Are we all enjoying this reading moment? By the way. Because I'm enjoying it, actually. And just remember, I mean, it's not really your uterus that's affected by this UTI, but, you know, just in case, Rachel says
My uterus
needs to be flushed. I gotta agree. Bette Davis. I would be mortified as well. This is a lot of information, and yes, like she hates her mother-in-law, you know, Dave's mom, which I was gonna say I'm sure she has a right to. Who knows? Maybe she's a perfectly fine person, but from experience, like sometimes mother-in-laws can be a pain in the ass. But yeah, like you read your daughter-in-law's book, and this information is included, like. Yeah, that would not make me happy. Again, like, yes, I also see these comments too are like, you know, it's cool to talk about sex and like be empowered and all this stuff, but it just, there's a certain, I don't know. It's like almost like, yeah, blame him, blame everyone else. Like, I just drank to fix it. Like, where's the end? Like, where's the resolution? Like, I went to a group therapy and I fixed it. Like, I don't know. I just sort of like, here's my stumblings of sex, and now we fuck up. Now we bang all the time. Like, what changed? I don't know. It's just like, well, we decided that we were now going to have good sex. Okay, anyways, let me go back. Okay, I don't like that she doesn't talk to Dave and that she finds that to be heroic in some way, at least how it comes off to me, that she's excited or she thought that she did the right thing by not, like, give him a chance to be an asshole, you know, or give him a chance to be a good guy. But if you don't tell him, you'll never be able to see what type of person he is. And that's, I think, a control thing, but okay. Okay, I never once talked to Dave about how I was feeling. I was too embarrassed and unsure. I was also nervous about hurting his feelings, so I kept it to myself. More time passed, and our sex life was hanging by a thread. By the time our second son was a toddler, sex barely happened at all. And when I came out of the fog of being a mother of two and thought enough to ask Dave about it, the answer was hard to hear. Quote, "Why don't we have sex anymore?" I asked him one night. He looked at me as though the question hurt his feelings. I got tired of being shot down. I was immediately defensive. "I don't shoot you down. I always say yes." Okay. Quote, "You might agree, Rachel, but you don't actually want to, and that's worse than not having it at all." Initially, I was pretty annoyed. Here, I was taking one for the team, and he was hurt because I wasn't more enthusiastic. But the more I thought about it, the more I understood how right he was. I might have been agreeing to sex, but I was stiff and uncomfortable, tired and unenthusiastic. Agreeing to do it did not mean I was embracing it. My husband could tell I wasn't enjoying it, so rather than asking me to participate halfway, he had just stopped asking altogether. What a bummer. Now, I will say that's sort of Dave's fault. He also needs to open up to her and say, you know, I'm unhappy because I feel like you're not interested, and they could work on it together, as opposed to both silently hating each other. I think that honestly was probably their downfall, that they didn't talk enough. They didn't express their emotions to each other enough because they were both trying to keep this facade of like perfection at all times to them, not even just to the world, to themselves and to each other, I think, which would kind of track as to why he was so shocked that, you know, she wasn't happy and she's like never telling him anything. Anyways. Okay, they say the first step to fixing something is admitting you have a problem. Now, I know many of you are super in touch with your own feminine mystique. You've got the whole sex thing down pat, and you have 100 orgasms a week. Okay, I guess that's where she is now, because she says she has multiple orgasms with Kez on a daily basis. Good for you, sister. Seriously, you're my hero. And the following advice probably isn't for you. For you, what I have to say will sound trite and basic, or maybe even naive. That's cool, because these are the things that worked for me, and I share them in case they are helpful to someone who is like me, or who I used to be. Here are the okay, here's my second favorite line of this chapter. Here are the steps I took to go from being bad at sex to being exceptional at sex. Rachel, please tell me what you did.
I will actually do something obscene for you.
Exceptional at sex. Okay. All right. Things that helped her. And it says things that helped me. I redefined sex in my own mind. For the longest time, sex symbolized a lot of things, and not all of them were positive. I decided to change what I thought sex was. This might not be what sex is for you, your friends, or the Holy Ghost, and all the saints, but going forward, I decided that sex was supposed to be a fun experience that would always be more compelling than whatever else I could be doing. Up until that point, I was continuously weighing sex against other things, reading a book, watching TV, etc., and it was playing second fiddle. But if I reminded myself that sex was always an awesome opportunity, then I would presumably want to choose it. Okay, so, all right, fine. Okay, number 2, I figured out how sex could be an earth-shattering experience. Now, if you hear her talk, she said that sex was bad, and it's only been earth-shattering since she's been with her new boyfriend, so, okay, whatever. When you're uncomfortable or don't feel sexy or are nervous or shy or whatever, you're not going to enjoy yourself. If you're not enjoying yourself, you're not having good sex. So I asked myself, how can I enjoy this more? What's holding me back? The answer, me. Of course. Next, I spoke to Dave about all the things I was thinking and feeling. It shocked me that after all of our years together, I could still be so embarrassed, but I pushed through it. We needed to be on the same page, and the only way to get there was by opening up the book and talking to him about it. Okay, I agree. This is a good one too. I read Hebrews 13:4. Part of my hangups were related to my being a good Christian girl who couldn't reconcile becoming a freak in the sheets. And then I read Hebrews 13:4. Quote, let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the bed be undefiled. Now, straight up, I'm not sure I'm reading this right. I'm sure someone who studied theology will tell me that this actually means something different. But what I read, or what I take away when I read that line, is that the things that happen in my bed with my husband cannot be weird or bad or wrong. Let me back up and say there are definitely things that a committed monogamous couple can do sexually that can be incredibly hurtful to them both. Okay. Now, I agree with her. There are things that can be done. Okay, let me just read it again. She says there are definitely things that a committed monogamous couple can do sexually that can be incredibly hurtful to them both. Pornography, for example, is extremely damaging to both the consumer and the people being used as objects for your lust. I don't agree with that. Child version, yes. Adults, no. And I personally have no problem, and I know some people differ on this, but I personally have no problem if my boyfriend, my fiance, any boyfriend I've ever dated wanted to look at porn while we were together, would not bother me at all. If it does bother you, that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't think it's like a general statement like pornography is damaging for everyone that consumes it or is in it. It's like, no, I don't think so. I have no problems, I don't know. And I think people who become porn stars or are in the adult film industry, I would hope a lot of them are choosing to do it for their own reasons and have no problems with it. So, I mean, I think that's like, this is her old, conditioning speaking, but needs a little bit of like an asterisk, like, in my opinion, this is what I think. But the other stuff, lingerie, leather, toys, role play, trying every position possible, going at it on the kitchen table, dirty talk, whatever. If it turns you on and doesn't hurt you, I say go for it. Okay. Cool. I embraced my body. Having a low opinion of your body is so damaging to your ability to enjoy sex. I used to worry about whether or not my tummy was tight or if my butt looked okay in those panties. You know what Dave was thinking when I took off my clothes? Boobies. Accurate. Your partner is just thrilled you showed up. And all those things you're questioning aren't helping anyone. I practice positive self-talk about how great my butt looked or how sexy I was. I did it so much that at some point I started to believe it. And this one I just put a big question mark. Number 5. I committed to my orgasm. Okay. I committed to it. All right. Just like I'm going to just commit to my goals and persevere. I persevered through my orgasm. We're probably getting taken down off of YouTube. It's like, this is too far. You've gone too far. We're almost done. Okay, just writing that line makes me blush. I'm imagining some future book signing where a reader comes up to my table and says, so you committed to your orgasm? But this is important, and even if it embarrasses me, I want you to know it. Back in the day, when we first started having sex, an orgasm for me was like icing on the cake. But here's the thing, ladies. Orgasms are not icing on the cake. Orgasms are the cake. Thanks, Rihanna. Love it. Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, so Rachel, you're such a liar. A second orgasm is icing on the cake. Remember how I said that I had to figure out how to make sex the greatest thing ever? Remember how I told you that I wanted to desire it over anything else in my life? You know how to do that? With orgasms. I decided years ago that I would never, ever, and I mean never again, have sex that didn't include an orgasm for me. How do you guarantee that? Please tell me. Send me a DM, Rachel. I mean, you can want to, but you can't guarantee. What's the guarantee? What's the secret sauce? Okay. When I told Dave this plan, he agreed it was the greatest idea I'd ever come up with. Because here's the thing. For most of us, our partners are thrilled to give us pleasure. And if we're both committed to my orgasm at the outset, it will happen. Yeah, that's how it works. Sorry, I'm just reading your comments as they come in. Howler monkeys could care less. Okay, there's like half a paragraph left. I had to figure out what turns me on. Oh, sure, I'd been turned on many times in my life, but I'd never truly considered the difference between what really did it for me and what was just situational. Knowing what turns me on was key because, remember, my orgasms were our new end game. I like how my orgasms were our end game. Like, does he get consideration at all? Or just because he's happy, like he gets no extra attention? Okay, whatever. Okay. And I don't know how to have one without being turned on. So we experimented until I learned myself and my body better. Feel free to head back up to the undefiled marriage bed paragraph for a list of ideas, which again was lingerie, leather, toys, role play, try every position, going at it on the kitchen table, dirty talk, whatever. And 7, this is the 7 deadly sins of sex. No, I'm just kidding. This is the number 7, but in me, the number 1 indication of incoming divorce, because it happened to Heidi and Chris as well. And I saw someone mention it in the comments, but here we go. We committed to having sex every day for a month. Years ago, we gotta hold on, everybody. Hold on, we got Jour565. Thank you so much. You're blushing? Yeah, me too. And for that, we're gonna break the tension just for a second here.
Oh, I love that sound.
And a classic.
Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?
This is the best idea you've ever had, Rachel. Thank you, Jour565. I was going to say 595. 565. I appreciate that very much. And again,
Unfollow me.
if you don't like reading chapters as your live stream entertainment,
Unfollow me.
okay, back to, thank you. Back to the number 1 indication that a couple is about to go through a divorce, in my eyes. We committed to having sex every day for a month. Years ago, at the outset of changing up our sex lives, Dave and I initiated something we call Sexy September. We vowed to have sex every day during the month of September. I made a joke, and maybe this is not funny, but why September? Like, September, for me, when I think of September, it's like, oh, like Labor Day, right? Is September not the sexiest of holidays? And September 11th. Like, how am I supposed to get sexy on that day? You know, we're supposed to never forget, not like take your clothes off. Anyways, we vowed to have sex every day during the month of September. No excuses. It was pretty daunting in the beginning, especially with full-time jobs and 2 little kids, but the end result was fantastic. It gave me the opportunity to experiment and try things out with no pressure. Well, except for Dave, because he's got to give you an orgasm every single time or else the marriage is over. That's pressure on him. Why does he get to have all the pressure? You don't have any pressure. Also, shockingly, having more sex made us want to have sex more. I highly encourage you to pick your own sexy month and go for it. Yeah, I'm going to pick December because at least Christmas is like sexier than 9/11. Sorry. Again, I feel like my jokes have gone a little too far today, but you know, it is Monday. And that, my friends, was Girl Wash Your Face, an excerpt from The Lie I Tell Myself I'm Bad at Sex. So that should clear up all of the questions that have been asked. So I was sort of engulfed in the book. So yeah, I'll go through your comments really quickly. So you liked it then? Are you enjoying the sexy time talk? Yeah, I do think a lot of it does come from, I agree with your points, that comes from like the Christian, you know, background. However, I think, you know, it would be beneficial for her to explore that maybe a little bit more openly, because she's basically gone away from religion. She's gone away from the Pentecostal life, and more to spirituality, you know, which seems to happen a lot. Like, you go from one extreme to the other. I've talked about the pendulum swinging back and forth before. where like you think one way when you're a kid, you're like, okay, God is the way, Jesus is the way, read the Bible every day is the way, submit to your husband is the way. Then you start to say, fuck that. But then you're still looking for the other way, as opposed to being completely just on your own, which can be overwhelming for someone who's been told so strictly what to do their whole life, that you almost go the opposite way. Like, okay, now I'm going to listen to the universe. I'm going to listen to this healer. I'm going to listen to, this diet plan that's told to me by a, chiropractor, like whatever. I'm simplifying it very much, but yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the religious aspect. So, what can you really do with that? And nada, zippo, zilcha. Okay, so what I did was, with this Heidi video, I did already cut some sound bites because the whole thing is like an hour and a half, and I just don't find it that interesting, the whole thing. So let's watch certain sections, and we'll go through it. So now, just to catch everyone up, if you're new, you just stumbled upon Rachel Hollis Sex Hour, Reading Hour. We're now going to go back to Heidi Powell's bootcamp 5-day, 5-hour, 5 push-ups a day challenge. And so she's going to explain, what this whole thing's about. Yeah. So here we go. Hopefully it's loud enough.
Build confidence.
Oh, it's so low. Dang. Okay, I'll just look at the time frame. So it's 16:21. Whoop. We'll skip ahead. We'll do this smartly because I don't want it to be that quiet. That's annoying. Okay. There we go.
We do any habit. If you watch those videos, and if you write notes, you will actually have the power to create change in your life anytime you're struggling. And I really believe, to those in the community, I see a lot of you guys in the Get Fit community, my challenges, the thing that sets what I do and what we do in our Get Fit challenges and what we're going to do here, the thing that sets us apart from most people is that we don't just give you a plan and tell you what to do. We don't. We give you a plan in bite-sized pieces. We do not give it to you all at once. And so that, I need you to, if you feel like you need more, you don't. We don't give it to you all. We give it to you as you're ready. And we teach you along the way. Because my goal for you and for everybody that comes into my life, every single person, and this includes, I'm going to cry, but this.
Yeah, so just to catch everyone up. So this is in the free community, the new boot camp 5-day, 5 minutes a day community that's going to be shut down at the end of the week. Like on Friday or Saturday or Sunday. She said like at the end of this, she's like, oh, I'm going to shut it down. I don't know which day. I might leave it a few more days. But the whole idea of this, once again, is to shut it down, take the 4,000 people that are in it and move them over into the challenge that it costs, at the least, I think the other one was like 200 something and at the most $5,000. So that's the point. And so she's trying to explain like what her method is that's so different. But I would argue that she only shot this footage, explaining what this whole process was like 2 weeks ago. So we only give you a little bit at a time. It's like, yeah, because you're shooting it a little bit at a time because you only created this like 2 weeks ago. So how could you possibly have like all this information and stuff ready to go if you were just shooting it and had to like fly out to Texas in a massive chaotic mess essentially? And I only know that because she's like, I'm having a horrible day, I'm so tired, oh my god, I forgot all my stuff, oh my god, Dave's mad at me, oh my god, like that's the type of things that were going on during the filming of this. And also hold on, I did a Heidi Powell, Heidi, how do you spell her name, powell.net/bootcamp, because I assumed that was the name. Okay, wait, that is it. Hold on. Heidi she already had done this once before. Yeah, 5 days to balance boot camp. So this is something that has worked for her before in the past. It's nothing new. She's done this, I'll call it a grift, because that's what I think it is, before. And she's acting like this is a brand new idea that I just decided, like, oh my God, I'm going to give it to you. Like, I have to put it together last minute. And like, okay, she did to film it because she looks different, I think, than probably when she recorded this, whenever this is. But like, this 5-day boot camp thing is really not a new concept even for her. And so I think it worked before to get emails, and that seems to be her marketing tactic. Anyways. Okay, back to the video.
This includes even the people that work with me, even my team. My goal is to empower you to be your own expert. My goal is to empower you to understand how food works and creating a nutrition education, a program I have. I did it because I wanted people to experience food freedom the way that I have. And my goal in here, yes, Nikki, you just said, I'm happy you won't be overwhelmed.
Okay, that's why I cut that part. She wants everyone to be their own expert and feel empowered like she does in having food freedom. Okay, Heidi is famous in my world, in Kia's world, for saying, if you, here's a tip, this is from her, and I never recorded it, I'm so pissed, because I think this is like very, very, it's one of the most damaging things she's ever shared. She's like, if you want to not overeat, what I used to do when I had an eating disorder, okay, cut the tip off right there. If you're ever going to give a tip that says, when I had an eating disorder, I did, that's not a good tip for anyone. But she said, when I had an eating disorder and I would not try to binge, I would drink a bunch of water and then eat a whole bag of broccoli. And so my stomach would be so expanded and so full that I wouldn't want to eat anymore. And she's like, so that works. I'm like, oh, okay. And that's a tip she's giving, as she says, she's healed and she's overcome her eating disorder by sheer willpower. I don't know. She never talks about details other than like she got married to Chris, who told her to eat more, and she did. That was sort of the story. Anyways, I have major concerns about it, but that's not my business. But she's got food freedom. She tells people also to chew if you want a donut, if you're craving a donut, eat every bite 20 times. Or something like that. Chew it 20 times before you swallow it. It's like, is that food freedom? That seems like food obsession, Like if you want a donut or don't want it, if you don't want a donut, if you don't want to go through the pain of feeling bad about it, don't eat the donut. If you want a donut and you want to just like relax about it, eat the donut. Like I'm not a food expert or an advice giver, but like, I don't know. I just don't think that's food freedom to restrict and to like count your chews per bite. Personally. Anyway, so that was what I thought was interesting. Now I'm going to find the other clip. So I'll just go one by one, basically. So that was the one clip. This one's at, let's see. Oh, dang it, Kayla. Oh, okay, that's nothing. Okay, cool. This one's at.
My goal for.
Oh, I really screwed this up, huh? I really screwed this up, didn't I? I wonder how I could like make it louder.
For you and for everybody that comes into my goal for you and for everybody
I think this
that
might
comes
be
into my
this
life.
at the end. I think this might just be the whole thing. Okay, hold on. Sorry, everybody. I usually put this through my editor. I didn't today. We'll just play it. I'm trying to like cut her boring parts out, but maybe it's just better to play it. And I'll just fast forward through stuff. The beginning is boring,
promise you will not be overwhelmed by design. You will not be overwhelmed. And what's so cool about this too is as you're seeing how we approach fitness and nutrition in these non-overwhelming bite-sized steps, bite-sized pieces, because I guess you don't eat steps, you eat pieces. As we approach it, like this, you can literally take any area of your life and replace it with the exercise. I'm not joking you, it works. You're like, oh, take these mindset hacks that I'm using for fitness and nutrition, right? I'm using it for a healthy body. You can literally take notes, tedious notes on the videos with the mindset hack. And you can be like, oh my gosh, Heidi applied this toward fitness. But what if I apply it?
I might have skipped this part too, but she also was like a Joe Dispenza groupie apparently. And Cam and I talked about that on Cringefluencers on Thursday about Michelle Pham, who's the OG YouTuber, makeup YouTuber, who went to a Joe Dispenza conference, retreat, whatever, and then told people that she healed someone that was in a wheelchair and that they just got up and now can walk because she's got special healing powers. That's Michelle Pham. But she learned that skill at Joe Dispenza's retreat. Now Heidi is all of a sudden now, oh, I'm a Joe Dispenza fan, and I took tedious notes. The tedious word reminded me, because she said in this, I don't know if it was after this part or before, but she said, I took tedious notes of Joe Dispenza. I got to witness him in person. I'm like, oh Lord, we're in for it now.
To the way that I parent? What if I apply this to the way that I'm pursuing my passion, my career? What if I apply this to how I build a relationship with my husband? What if I apply this toward my goal to follow my dreams and write a book? I'm telling you.
I also thought, like, okay, first of all, she's like saying like, oh, someone else, apply that to your husband, whatever, but it sounded like she was saying that to herself. And then secondly, like, write a book. Like, that's Rachel's thing, Like, I don't know. Like, writing a book, yes, is a common experience that I feel like a lot of personal development people want to do. That seems to be, like, a goal of a lot of the followers. They, like, want to write a book about their life. And they get scammed into things that will make them do that. Like, when I was doing my video production stuff around these scamming schemes, they would sell you a book. You could pay to get a chapter in a book, and it was like one page, and then they would buy all the books, like the company. So like the company would say, hey, if you pay me $1,000, and it would be a big room of people, and they would like, we're going to limit it to 500 people or 300 people, whatever. If you pay me $1,000, I'll put, your chapter, and it's like one page, in this book. And then they hire like a celebrity, like a Shark Tank person. If you look it up, you'll know, to do the foreword, to like be on the cover of the book. And they'll call it like inspirational stories or leadership stories. And there's no qualifications. You could be anyone off the street that has $1,000 to be in this book. You just have to, sign up online or whatever. And then you'll write your book. So I just say that to say that like writing a book is a common thing in these circles. But when she said that, I was like, that's such a Rachel thing to say, because she is the author. She is the writer. Heidi is not. Heidi wrote one book with her husband, Chris, which I believe did not hit the New York Times bestseller list. Chris wrote a book on his own that did, but she claims that she's a New York Times bestselling author. I don't think it's true. I need to look it up to double check that, so don't hold me to that fact. But I'm almost positive that she's not a New York Times bestseller. Anyways, okay, back to Heidi. And yes, she is screaming. It's very annoying, and it does not stop.
You right now, you'll see you can do anything. I'm just excited. I get to do it in fitness, but really what I do, so a little trick of the trade. I don't tell many people this, but I'm going to tell you guys.
Okay, it's so fun. I'm pausing it, but this is a great part. So if you have not listened, if you're like walking around in the kitchen or something, listen to this part because it's so funny. So she's like, I don't tell many people this. This is like a secret, guys. Okay, this is a secret. Let me just whisper into your ear. I gotta tell you this. I actually LOL'd out loud. Okay. Brace yourself. It's funny. I mean, it's not that good. I'm like building it up more than it is, but it's funny.
I love fitness. But I love helping people love themselves and empowering them even more. I love it So I always
She
say,
shared
in
this
what
with
I do,
us.
and you're
She's like, I don't tell many people this, guys. This is really embarrassing. I love fitness, but I love helping people more. Give me a break.
You're going to get this in here. You're here for a better body. You're going to get it. You are going to get it. You are going to feel good about yourself. You're going to have the tools to do it. You're going to get it. But even more importantly, you come to me. I give you what you think you want. And I'm going to serve you what I know you need. And what I know you need for a happy life. And yeah, we're applying it to fitness. But I promise these are tools that
I'm going to give you what you think you need, and I'm going to serve you what I think you don't need, but think you do want, but you don't know it yet. What are you talking about?
will be usable in any area of your life. Any area. And then also my goal is to have you by the end of anything. Realizing that your goal to look a certain way or have a certain body or get back to your baby weight, I want you to realize that that's not really your goal at all. It's not really your why. Your goal and your why, it all boils down to the fact that you just want to be loved. You just want to be enough, right? And the only person who can love you and tell you you're enough
Is a
the
man.
way that you need to be told you're enough is you.
Oh.
And it, just watch. Maybe today. So
Is Dave Hollis. Dave Hollis, do you love me?
I love you.
Thank you, Davey. Thank you.
It's okay to cry.
And again, remember that today was 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, and 5 squats. Your body ain't gonna change that much. I'm sorry. It's not. You need to do that times 100 to see change in 5 days. And then you probably wouldn't even see it then. You'd just be sore before you'd see change.
if you don't have a journal, get a journal. I think you need to get one today.
Get a Start Today journal, a dream catcher journal specifically. They're on sale. Yeah, I think she meant to, I'm assuming she meant to say like her before you had a baby weight. But maybe she meant that, like, you know, I want to be 7 pounds 4 ounces, 16 inches long or whatever. I thought that too. I was like, oh boy, it's weird.
Get one today, write on a piece of paper, get a notebook. I wish I had them. I mean, if I could like send everybody a free journal as part of this, I would, but I can't. And my Show Up people, my Get Fit Challenge people know that. I really would. I really would. Get a journal, get a piece of paper, notes on it. I think it needs to be handwritten. There's something about handwritten. I want you to write down today how you feel.
Come here.
I want you to think, write a couple things. I want you to write how you feel today, but I also want you to write how you feel about yourself. Not in preparation for this challenge, but think of all of the things, like what led you to want to sign up for this, right?
Yeah, here comes the emotional manipulation, because obviously, if you sign up for a 5-day boot camp, you're probably feeling some sort of way about yourself. You know, in the sense of like, I need to lose weight, I need to get on this, I need the support, I need the accountability, I need something. There's something there that pushes you. And this is like a tactic too with like MLMs or anything, or a scam, or, you know, anything. If you walk in the door, that already tells the person, the salesperson, something about you. For example, if you walk into a car dealership, it tells them something about you. Like you're probably at least in the stage of like ready to look, you know? That is like a warmer lead than someone who's down the street at the restaurant. You're just gonna bring up a conversation like, oh, you ever think about, you know, buying a new car? Like that's a colder lead. If you're already walking into the dealership, that's a warm lead. So all these people in this challenge are warm leads of being vulnerable enough to spend $5,000 to be coached by Heidi. So now she's going to take those warm leads who are, you know, probably, they've already signed up for this. They're probably, you know, feeling some sort of way about themselves. So now she's going to say, okay, emotionally manipulate them and say, write about what's wrong with you. Write about like how you feel about yourself. And then that's going to invoke all this emotion about, oh, I don't like how I look. I don't like how I how my husband looks at me. I don't like how my kids treat me, whatever. And then it's gonna be written down. And then on day 5, I'm telling you, it's gonna be like, well, how can you fix that? Day 1 person. I have a solution. It's $5,000. And then you start to feel like, ooh, I should do it. I should do this for me. I should do this for me. And it's like, you can do all these things without spending $5,000, people. And I know people are going to buy it, and it just drives me insane because these people don't care about you. They just want your money. They want your money. They wouldn't close the group if they just wanted to help you. It's frustrating.
Right? What parts of you might be hurting? What parts of you might feel like you're a failure? What's the...
Bitch, this is a 5-minute workout.
internal dialogue that's happening in your mind? We have between 45,000 and 60,000 thoughts a day that go through our brain. 45,000 to 60,000 thoughts. Someone mentioned to me that 90% of those thoughts are on auto repeat and they're negative. 45,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day. If we take that 45,000 thoughts, if we take 10% away, that's roughly 40,000 negative thoughts a day. Even if we want to say 20, even if we want to say 1,000 negative thoughts, even 1,000 negative thoughts a day, we have more conversation with ourselves than we have with anybody else. And I want you to think for a second, when someone in the real world tells you something negative about you, what does it do for your mind? What does it do about how you feel about yourself?
Melts it.
When someone in your life told you you're not capable of reaching any fitness goal, what did that do? For most of us, we believe it. We believe it, right? So if we believe negative things people say about us, some of you might not, right? I know I struggled with this a lot, so I can speak for myself in the past. But if we believe what they say about us, keep in mind, based on the stats, Dr. Joe Dispenza had said 45,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day. Based on those stats, that number, we are having...
And she just brings him up all of a sudden. I think probably someone in the comments was like, Joe Dispenza says that. She's like, oh yeah, let me say who it was. Okay, so she talks about him again later after this.
There's one comment from one person that hit us to the core, that made us believe we're not enough, that we can't run a marathon, that we can't run a 5K, that will never amount to anything great.
Okay, sorry to stop it again, but when I listened to this earlier, I was like, God, it's either that the whole self-help industry has nothing new to say, no more symbolism, no more examples, no more motivational things to bring up, or Heidi is stealing directly from Rachel, because she's like, if you want to write a book, that's something that Rachel has said a million times. If you want to run a marathon, if you want to run a 5K, that's like from the words, what do they say? Like from the, I don't know if that's the correct usage here, but like from one mouth to another, like copied exactly. And it could just be the way that the industry is now, that this is all anyone says, or she literally just watched thousands of hours of Rachel videos and just like, I'm just going to do it and put the word fitness. But even Rachel did fitness too, fitness app or whatever at one point. So I don't know. I don't know if this is Dave's doing or Heidi's doing or just what it is these days, but like come up with a different, like at least like a different example, like rowing club. Why does it always have to be a 5K? So it's just that generic, I guess.
Think of the 40,000 thoughts you are feeding your brain every day that are negative about yourself. Think about how many times you took that comment that one person said and you repeated it in your head.
What people are saying these things?
And the more you repeat, the more you believe. I'm telling you guys, this is where changing our thoughts, we will begin to change how we feel about ourselves based on these simple foundational practices that we have.
She's got the Dave Hollis cadence going, but she's still better at it than Dave is. Dave is to me personally, way more hard to listen to. She's hard to listen to. the way that she talks is very difficult to not get annoyed by after a certain amount of time, because it seems like it's yelling at me and it's like grating on my ears. But Dave's 10 times worse. So
in this program, Joe Dispenza's book is awesome. Sylvia, I see. I had the honor of listening to him speak live.
He's an idiot.
It was mind-blowing. It was mind-blowing. My pencil was on fire. Okay, so I was talking about the journal. In the journal, I want you to write down, what are your thoughts? What are these repeated thoughts that go through your mind? What are we about to debunk? What are you committed to putting aside? What are you wanting to change? Write it down.
Again, like, from my experience with my life coach at the time, which was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago now at this point, you know, good intentions is what I've come to think. Good intentions to help me as a person, good intentions to not cause me harm, but would say shit like this: write down everything that you hate about yourself, okay? Wonderful, great exercise. However, when I would go home and I had just done that exercise and there's no psychological training behind what that can do to someone who's going through a crisis, and especially Heidi, because Heidi's looking at herself while she's recording this. She's not sitting down with people one by one, and she doesn't have qualifications to even do this, which is basically like a therapeutic technique, like tell me everything you hate about yourself and open up this, you know, wound perhaps. And then it leaves people not knowing what to do with it. Like, and I was watching Savvy Writes Books review on Jeanette McCurdy, the girl, the actress from, or she's a woman now, but at the time a girl who was in iCarly. And she wrote that, you know, book. It's kind of controversial in the sense of like the title and the image, but I think, I haven't read it, but it looks very interesting. I want to read it. Called I'm Glad My Mom's Dead. And she said in the book that, what was I going to say? Oh my God, I always over-explain like what I'm talking about, and then I forget the whole point. Shit. What were we just talking about? Oh my God. Okay, if it comes back to me, I'll say it. I'm so sorry. I always end up like saying, oh, the book title and this and that, and then I go down the stream of consciousness and I forget what my point was. Okay, let me circle back to that.
Then I want you to also write how it felt.
I remember. In the book, she said that she got with, Jeanette McCurdy had an eating disorder as well. And she would not go to therapy. She didn't think she needed it. She met up with a life coach who brought up all these feelings, all these things. They would talk all day long. They would see each other 7 days a week. It became very intense. At first, it started to feel like it was really helping her. But then at some point, she's like, hey, like, I'm a mess. I'm worse than I was before. I'm glad I'm talking about things, but it's actually making me worse. And there's no solutions coming forward. And so she eventually got into therapy. And that was exactly my pathway too. I did the life coaching. I think it got me to the point where I was able to at least start talking and start opening up a little. But if I did not get into therapy, I was going to end up in a very bad situation, one way or another. If I did not, I was either going to join a cult, probably at some point down the road, get involved, heavily indoctrinated into all this other shit that I was like starting to get involved in, or hate myself so much for getting involved in that I would have zero self-worth, and then, you know, whatever. So anyways, again, like, I feel like this is what she's doing. Like, she has no regard for what types of feelings this could bring up in people who are vulnerable potentially. And all she cares about is making that person feel bad enough that they go and pay her money. That's her commitment. She doesn't care about the emotional repercussions, in my opinion, from what it seems like.
To have hope with a challenge like this. How it felt to have hope with a boot camp, a free offering. I'm going to tell you this right now. Very important to me. This is going to catapult you. It will be the catalyst for so much change in your life if you follow the program. However, it is also all that you ever need. People, friends, my friends from the challenge, My friends from the challenge, as you go through this, I invited all of them in. I wanted them all to experience it. You can attest that this has so many important elements that you can apply to any area of your life. You can redo this over and over and over. You will have all the tools you need. This doesn't mean you don't join another thing, because we join other things or we start other plans or programs for accountability, for newness, for fun, for all of the different reasons, right? But what it does mean is if you do not have the means to do anything else besides this, you're going to have the tool belt. Your toolbox and your tool belt is going to be full and ready. So journal how you felt, journal what hope you have for this program. And then every single day, Satina Goodwin, hi Satina. Satina has been in multiple of our challenges. She won a call with me and Dave at one point, and it was the greatest. She has a daughter named Ruby, and
She's got this new thing now. She's like, it's the greatest shiz.
they're going to be dropping some really powerful, amazing, life-changing shiz.
That's her new line. Here's some more personal information. Let's skip over this part. She's going to talk about this lady's kid's name and, get off topic here.
Conditioning. They would come on screen, but they're in a swimsuit, and I think it's best that they're not.
Talking about her kids. She's like, they could come on screen, but they're in bathing suits, so I guess I shouldn't.
They would come on screen, but they're in a swimsuit, and I think it's best that they're not. So every single day, guys, every single day, I want you to keep in that journal. I want you to write as you watch the videos. To make the most of this program, watch the videos. Take notes on the mindset hack. I give that first. Because if I
Do 5 push-ups. Do 5 sit-ups.
gave you the workout,
Gulp water 10 times until nauseous, which is how I felt immediately after doing it.
first, guess what you would do? You would stop the video, you do the workout, and you'd be like, I don't need a mindset hack. You don't need anything. But if you actually want stickiness, if you want glue to make these things habits, the mindset hack is where it's at. It's really, really a great thing. So take notes on that. And then so write the nutrition tip down, right? It's a suggestion for how to simply every day improve your nutrition. This is small change. I saw someone post in the group and say, are we going to be doing carb cycling? Wow, that is a really great question. And I have so many free tools on carb cycling. We're not doing it. I mean, I could provide you with it, but I would be a bad coach if I gave you too much at once. I pride myself on giving you what you need when you're ready, and it's all built. I have all of it. But what you need right now is something simple. You need someone to guide you through in a way that has you actually succeeding this time. So that's what we're going to do. I want you to write about the nutrition tip. I want you to write how you do
so deeply
during that day. And then I want you to actually write down your workout. Every day, the workout's just 5 minutes. I want you to do it at your own pace. Do not compare yourself to anybody other than yourself. Don't compare yourself to your friends who are doing it. Don't compare yourself to the people in the group. Just compare yourself to you. Write down your results. For example, if we do a certain number of rounds for time in 5 minutes, write how many rounds you did. And then next week, do it again and see how much fitter you are in just a week's time. It really will blow your mind.
It'll blow your mind, James. Thank you so much. James says, I also get up at 4 a.m. like Rach to use the bathroom. Well then, James. Rachel, what time do you get up in the morning? Let's just check in with her. Let's just call Rachel really quick and just see what she has to say. Rach, hey Rach, are you on the phone? Are you there?
Rach?
Oh hey, that's how Rachel answers the phone. She just says, Rach. What time do you get up in the morning?
Most people won't get up at 4 a.m.
True, most people. But what about you? 4 a.m., right? Do you take when you get up, do you take a cold shower or a hot shower?
I hate cold water.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. what's the question, like the first thing that pops into your mind in the morning? Like, what do you think first thing when you open your eyes?
What happened to dinosaurs?
Interesting. All right, Rachel, we got to go. Do you have anything final to say? Anything you want to tell all our viewers?
I don't regret anything.
Okay. Cool. And who are you going to interview next? So, a woman or what?
She cleans the toilets.
Oh, okay. That'll be an interesting interview. Thanks, Rachel. And thanks, James, for the super chat. I appreciate it. All right, back to Heidi.
Or if it's a certain amount of reps in a certain period of time, write how many reps you did. And then next week, see how much better you do. We get stuck in this fixed mindset where we believe in fixed mindset versus growth mindset. It's another really wonderful.
It's really wonderful. Basically, it means can you grow more over time or can you not? People make it seem like it's a fucking miracle. Like, I learned that I could learn things still, and once I learned that I could learn anything. It's like, okay, people.
Wonderful. Carol,
relax.
Good at so good.
I'm bored. Okay, skipping. Bored.
So much for me. When you see, there she is. I feel like I should pin her so you guys.
She's like, Dave's here, Belle's here.
That any part of it is going to be perfect. We'll talk about this in the mindset hack too, so I'm not going to go too far in it. But Val has created a worksheet every single day when you get an email. So every day, bright and early, I don't remember if it's 5 or 6. I literally just had a call about this before I went live. Yes, I think you asked if this, yep, the live will be saved here, JP, yes. Every single day though at 5 or 6 a.m. Val will be on here telling you what time because I forgot already. This is how it works. There's so many moving parts.
Again, like if this is your challenge, your boot camp, like be on your shit. Like just know what time like the emails go out if that's important. Why is your assistant person doing she's gonna do it because I don't remember? It's like very unprofessional.
You're going to be getting an email. So the email will have the daily challenge, okay? The daily boot camp challenge. Every single day that email at 5 or 6 a.m. your time zone, you will get an email. Now I had people on my last live that said, I work out at 5 a.m. Can I have access earlier? Can I make sure I get it?
No.
Know this. The email that you got the intro video, you know that there's an email that we resent again today that has the intro video. Do you know what I'm talking about? That email, that same link is actually the link that you will.
Scout, I don't know. That's a great question. I have no idea. They come in, so first she's asking about super chats and how much they take. I don't know. Basically, they YouTube like puts it in like every month. I get like AdSense money and super chat money, so I don't know how much percentage wise, but I don't know. Like Patreon takes a percentage too, so like every single thing takes it. Even like GoFundMe takes a percentage, so I'm not sure which is worse. Basically, it's whatever's easier and whichever is the most fun and interactive for you. So if it's a pain in the ass to be on Patreon, like you don't have to go on Patreon. If you don't want to do anything on YouTube because it's annoying or whatever, don't worry about it. Like whatever, it's fun, I think, for the show because if you want to ask a question or like get, be a part of the group chat, like that's why I like them a lot. And even if they're, lower price, don't worry about that. Like if you want to participate in the show, that's the best way to do it because it pops up and does it. So I appreciate that. But however you want. I'm flexy. I don't care. I need you to give me $10,000 so I can teach you how to watch my live streams, okay? I'm sorry, I'm being mean tonight. Come here, kitty. Come on. Taro's here. Taro, you want to say hello? Come here. Stop being a grumples. She's like, I want to go outside because there's another kitty that keeps coming to the yard. Come on. All right, now she's coming. Say hi. go closer. Okay, we're having a breakdown. We're having a meltdown. We're having a kitty meltdown. Okay, back to Heidi.
We'll use every single day. I mean, there's a different link. We can have specific links that go straight to the video. But if you just click that link, if you click it at 1 a.m., say you wake up at 1 a.m. because you work a crazy early shift. Maybe you're doing the morning news. I don't know. If you click that link at 1 a.m., your video for the day will be available. So you will have access to the workout, to the nutrition tip, to the mindset hack. However, the email will not be sent out till 5 or 6 because we don't want to bombard you with the email too early. If for some reason, some of you guys may not get the email until a little bit later, because if in our system the time zone was not clear, it will default to Mountain Time. So it's possible that you get it at 7 or 8 a.m. each day. If you're curious, if you need anything, email support@HeidiPowell.net. Val, can you type that here and I'll pin it? Support@HeidiPowell.net.
Constant pets.
The lives every single day. I just saw your question. Oh wait, where was that? Mandy asked when the lives are. The lives are going to be noon every day here. There may be one exception. The one exception may be on Wednesday. I will actually be in St. George on Wednesday shooting more content for, oh, there we go. Thanks, Val. I'm actually getting some stuff shot for another project that I'm doing. We're actually doing a lot of modifications. I don't know if you've seen my Insta. It's really, really cool. And so that day we may move it up 1 hour, but any notifications, anything, we are really great about pinning it to the top of the page. So you actually we'll create a post, we'll pin it to the top of the page. So you will see if any changes have been made, but noon every day is what I'm aiming for. Val just posted support@HeidiPowell.net. So if any time you are curious about anything, if you're not getting the emails, anything at all, go ahead and email support@HeidiPowell.net and we'll get everything taken care of. Let's see. Okay, here's a couple. Let me get to my notes. Yep, I had a reminder. You should have gotten the intro video twice. If you did not, email support@HeidiPowell.net. Intro video, click that. I want you to watch it because it is so important to me that you feel confident and prepared for day one. Tomorrow is technically day one. This is like pre-gaming. We're pre-gaming on a Sunday. Go ahead and watch that. One more thing too. If you signed up for text messages, I love those. They have been a game changer in my challenge, my Get Fit Challenge communities. They're really, really great because we will let you know. So when you go live or when I go live or when something's happening, we'll shoot you a text so you don't miss it. If there's an update, we can shoot you a text so you don't miss it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the only reason, just to alert everyone about when she's going live. I'm sure there's another nefarious reason of marketing and never letting you sleep another hour again in your life without getting a text message like, hey, have you signed up yet, babes? Have you signed up, life-changing friend?
For example, we sent you a text this morning that had the intro video. If you want to get text notifications for the daily workouts when I go live, text the word. Val, maybe you can put this on the screen right now and pin it. Text the word bootcamp to 877-861-4800. She'll go ahead and put it up.
Right,
sometimes
boring. She talks about the haters
to our
at
other
one
community,
point.
and the text company was like, nope, it's a Sunday. So we didn't get any text messages. So she's going to post the keyword. Val will post the keyword and the community, the number in the community as well. And just keep in mind with that is US numbers only, and also messaging and data rates may apply. Oh, look at that. Her note popped up right then. Guys, we're going to do everything we can, though, to eliminate roadblocks so we can make these 5 days something that are easy and totally enjoyable. So let me see, what other notes did I have? I told you about the link. Email will come through. Don't forget about the worksheet. Worksheet's fun. It's just a little add-on. Okay, my lives are at noon each day. I already mentioned that. So in the lives, what are we going to talk about in the lives? Every single day in the lives, we're going to be revisiting the things that we talked about from the previous day, because I don't want to give you a spoiler. So tomorrow, prep you for what's ahead. If you don't like to have fun, please keep sharing. And I do a lot of giveaways.
Okay, I'm skipping. I'm about to end it soon. So boring. I'm bored.
None of the things are ever consistently done nor repeated over time. So every day, commit, write down all the notes, go back through with a highlighter or a pen, a red pen, and circle your gold nugget. And that's the one thing I want you to do. Do I give examples? I believe I do. But Jeannie, when you're in the community, if you want
I believe I do. Wouldn't you know? You recorded this yesterday.
any clarification on anything, ask me, because I am happy to give more examples. But for example, even in this video, if there's one thing that you take from all the things that I said, because I've said a lot, and you're probably like, there's so much, just take the one thing rule, right? All I care that you keep, you know, is every single day, find one positive, one little bright spot, one little gold nugget that you can, let's see, for these 5 days. And it is the easiest way. Like, this is going to help you actually create habit instead of thinking. So if you're struggling, you're having a day where things aren't going right, maybe you didn't do the workout the way that you wanted.
Okay, I'm skipping ahead. Blah, 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 blah. Knowledge.
I'm also not wired to care if people are mean to me, but I know that people, meanness to most people, I know how, like, those, it's like those mean thoughts that we talked about at the beginning.
Okay, so she's talking about mean people. She's like, I don't care about mean people. But, I hope this part is coming. Okay. People who like the Jeanette McCurdy book will hate this line, and I have to find it. I think it's at this part. But if not, let me just recap. Somebody says in the chat, like, my mom doesn't support me and doesn't ever want me to lose weight, blah, 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 blah. She ruined my life, whatever. And someone commented this during the live, and Heidi reads it and says, well, you know, like, your mom is actually, you know, being so horrible to you is actually your best teacher. And it's like a gift that she gave you, because now you know better to not treat your kids like that. And like, she actually motivated you to change your life. It's like, shut up, bitch. Like, I don't mean to say bitch like that. Like, oh God, I'm sorry. I'm forgetting that I'm like on camera. Like, shut up. You know, like, I've been very clear with my mom issues. So I think that's why it's triggering for me. But like, my mom being horrible to me did not give me a gift. It gave me trauma that I'm trying to recover from. And it's very difficult and very hard and very frustrating. And I feel like 7 years behind everyone else in my age group, like, that's moving on with their life. And I'm like, still like talking about like my childhood. So don't ever tell anyone that's opening up to you about their trauma that like, oh, it's a gift that they gave you. It's like, fuck you. That's not what it is. It's very traumatic. And I feel very offended that you're telling anyone that. Like, oh, someone who abused you, how nice of them to give you what not to do. It's like, shut up. Stop this.
Support, because that's where a team is set to handle. So you just, maybe if you're not getting a response or something, know that like, we're probably going to redirect you to support@HeidiPowell.net so the team can actually help you.
Sorry.
But anyone pulling the energy any way that is not positive or distracting others from getting the most out of this experience, you're going to be cut out, banned from the group. You're going to be blocked from the group. You're also going to be blocked from future groups. Like, and I'm just, because there are some mean people out there. I don't understand how it works, because I can't. Ruby's trying to get in. I'm just not wired that way. I'm also not wired to care if people are mean to me. But
It's a lie. That is a lie. You're not wired differently to not care. She talks about haters constantly. Like, she was saying that, oh, not me, I don't care, but, you know, haters to Dave, they're gonna make you kill yourself, like on her podcast or on his podcast. Like, she obviously talks about haters all the time. She's making a very big point to talk about that they're not gonna allow it in the group and whatever, and it's like very important, and that's fine. But don't lie and be like, oh, unless she's like totally just not even understanding her own emotions. Like, you are not wired to not be hurt. That does not exist. You are not Superwoman. You are not a robot. You have feelings. I don't understand people who are mean because I don't have the capacity to be mean, but, you know, I don't have the capacity to be hurt by people who are mean. It's like, that's not true. You're in denial.
I know that people, meanness to most people, I know how, like, those, it's like those mean thoughts that we talked
to most people, like to everyone, to most people. I know how meanness affects other people. It's like, it affects you too. You're just denying it and repressing it.
about at the beginning. Someone saying something to you, if you are not yet strong enough to believe in and stand for yourself, that negativity in here, that negativity in life can be a thing that downward spirals. Now, part of what I want to do is help you find the strength to love yourself. So no matter what anybody else says,
Probably.
you don't care. You don't care. And you're gonna get there. I really believe so many people in my Get Fit challenges are at a place where they are seeing themselves in a way that it does not matter. Like, I don't care how anyone sees me.
Okay, girl, whatever. I don't tend to believe someone who doesn't care what people think would spend money, you know, or at least go and get all these treatments and go and get all this stuff done with like Botox and like, I don't care if you do that, but like, I just don't find someone who doesn't care how they're perceived would not post on Instagram how amazing of a mother they are, how sexy they look in these photo shoots, how like great their life is, how amazing Dave is, how handsome he is. Like, those are things that I think when you care about how people perceive you, you share. So this act of like, the people in my group that spent $5,000, they no longer care what others think about them is a total bold-faced lie. And as Heidi would say,
Bold-faced lie.
that's what it is. That's a bold-faced lie. And that is a fucking statement to make. Oh, the people who have gone through my challenge are no longer affected by other people's opinions. Wouldn't that be nice? Just a couple 60-day online communities later, I no longer care what people think. Well, therapy would be no longer needed for anyone, ever. Bullying would be erased. How wonderful a life that would be.
I am not emotionally stable.
We know.
I care how I see me. And that's my goal. I want you to not care how other people see you. I want you to care how you see you. I want you to not care about how other people think about you. I want you to care about what you think about yourself, right? But in the meantime, this is I'm saying, and when I say my, Heidi means my team and you guys, this is my group. This is our group. And we get to decide how this goes. We do. Same on Instagram. It's my world. If you're not nice, I'm gonna block you, and I'll block you from here too. It doesn't make me feel bad because I care so much about your transformation and your group.
But I thought you didn't care about meanness, so you can't even comprehend what being mean is. So how do you know to block?
I care about this group. I want people here that are here for the right reason to get what they want to get out of it.
Okay, her kids are like, you know, living in the background. If you care so much, once again, if you cared so much, Heidi, about people, you just care about people in this group, leave it open. Leave the free group open for those who can't afford $5,000. But no, she won't. And it's not about that. It's not like, oh, we need storage. Facebook doesn't work like that. Facebook is a free platform. You can leave it open forever. So cry me a river. Give me a break. This is bullshit.
Oh, I love you, Alyssa. You guys are so sweet. There are community guidelines posted as well. Read those. If you don't abide by them, bye-bye. Go find a place to troll somewhere else because we don't want you here. Let's see. If you can't tell, I'm very protective of my people.
I mean, I can't blame her. I don't think she's
Isn't
saying
it
what's
funny
wrong
how-
here, but
When you get in a group like this, I mean, a lot of you guys may have followed me on Instagram, and you don't get to see this part of me. You know, like Instagram, it only gives me space to post like a couple things. That's it. But this is the me. This is the real me. All right, I'm going to read through some of those guidelines. It's be kind and courteous, no hate speech or bullying, no promotions or spam, and respect everyone's privacy. That last one, very important. And if you're here and you're not going to do that, I want you to dig deep. If you're someone that you're like, oh, I'm here for hate speech, bullying, because there are people sometimes, I feel like you should look yourself in the mirror and ask what it...
this part, okay, this is the last part I'm going to leave because this is the only last interesting part. I remember when I cut it off. This part actually did have me doing some introspection, which I was like, damn, okay, she is an amazing personal development coach. I'm lying. But, you know, she does bring up a good point. Like, what's the point? And it is something that I do think about a lot. Like, yeah, what is the point of what I'm doing? Like, making this channel, talking about this stuff, dissecting it in such a deep way. And I really think that I do have issues. I don't think... And she apparently has reached nirvana where she doesn't have any concerns about anyone but herself anymore, or what people perceive of her. You know, okay, sure, you know, whatever. But I think it does help me in a way to sort through some of my issues with all this stuff. And I have a big issue with things not being fair. It's bothered me for a long time. It bothers me today, where you grow up and you think of the world as, and this is my own perspective, but I grew up in the world thinking like, if I just work hard, if I just try, if I just put forth the effort, if I just do the things that people are asking of me, then I will be happy, then I will be prosperous, then I will have a safe, secure life full of love and joy and hope and whatever else that, you know, people are aiming for. And I did a lot of those things, and I ended up still having issues, still having problems. And I look at other people who seem to be succeeding and going, well, what did you do? And it's like things that I could never have changed. Like their parents gave them money, or they had some sort of connection to the school, or they had a friend who was an internship coordinator and they got moved up, or they had a summer house and they had more friends because the kids wanted to come to the summer house and they made friends that way. And it's like, nothing in life is fair, so it seems. So when there's shit like this, where it's like, can I just get my thoughts out there on one goddamn thing that's pissing me off, and this shoved down your throat toxic positivity bullshit about, oh, they've solved world hunger by, you know, participating in this work or selling Monate hair products. It pushed me over the edge. Literally, I was already dealing with my own issues. I still deal with my own issues. But when I started to see this type of content and people start to like, not just celebrities down to us, you know, from their high tower on Mount Olympus, like looking down and selling these products and making us feel bad about ourselves. But now it's people I went to high school with. Now it's people that like wrote a book or didn't, or had a one fucking stint on a TV show 10 years ago and is going to shove this stuff down my throat about how I need to write down all the things that are wrong with me so I can pay her money. Like, I just went crazy, I guess. And I made the channel, and here we are. So yeah, so this point that she's gonna bring up, it did bring all this stuff, and I started to think about it, and I was like, because sometimes I do go, am I just being too negative? Am I just ruining my own chances of having any success in my life by getting a job or making content where I could sell something or whatever? And it's like, I don't give a shit at this point, you know? Like, I have my voice, and that's the only thing I have that equalizes all of us. Like, their platform's bigger, but I can say what I need to say and say it the way I want to say it, the same way she can. So fuck it, I'm gonna say it, whatever. Thank you, Heidi, for bringing this in, you know, into my peripheral view, and here we go. This is what her opinion is about the haters like myself.
You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't. I want you guys to think of people in your life, and this is a good thing to remember. Think of people who you respect and you love and you want to be like. Think of people who actually are happy. And do you think that they ever talk poorly or are mean to other people? No. No, they're not, because they're actually happy. They have a life worth living. They're up to big things. They're helping others.
Isn't that line fucking insane? They have people who are happy, who have their life together, have a life worth living. So, and that I'm supposed to go look at people to find out what they do, what their secret is. I was just floored by that. Like, oh my God.
Other people. So actually, when you think about it that way, you actually start to feel really bad for the people who aren't mean, who aren't nice. Because what it means is there's emptiness, there's a void. There's still a part of them that believes if I can pull somebody else down, then I'll be enough or I'll feel better. Yes, Suzanne, hurt people. They do. They try to, right?
Hurt people also scam people. So at least I'm not doing that.
And I think when you know that, you can actually totally reframe how you feel when somebody says something mean. Whether it's an ex-husband, an ex-wife, anything. A mom, you can be like, oh, man, they're not happy. And then you actually start to have compassion for what they're going through and who they are. That doesn't mean, though, when you have compassion.
I have compassion for Heidi. I understand that she's got a lot of issues that she needs to work on. I don't think she's happy, though. I think she's in complete denial about her life and her situation. And yes, I do feel bad that, like, okay, if I was her and I was to watch my stuff, I would be like, you know, that is hurtful, obviously. But I feel like she is potentially hurting more people doing what she's continuing to do than me hurting just her in the process, if that makes sense, of trying to call it out. Thank you, Robert Brown. Righteous rant. I have to go back and watch that. I'm sorry. I blacked out for a moment there. Robert says, righteous rant, Kia, calling out frauds and phonies, preying upon the weak is a noble pursuit. Keep on, girl. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert.
I am not emotionally stable.
Robert, you and I are
We're best friends.
We're best friends. Am I serious about that?
No.
Excuse me. This is an old shout out, but I'll also give it to Robert.
Scruffy cons.
You scruffy cons. This is for Robert. This is the last one for Robert.
I will slowly buy you a boat.
You would like that, wouldn't you, Robert? Thank you. I do appreciate that. Okay, and this is her. She's wrapping it up basically about her. You know, she's better than everyone else, and she understands, and she's compassionate for people who are haters for no reason. She can't comprehend what hate is or understand it, but you know, join my $5,000 program.
That doesn't mean that you don't have boundaries. That doesn't mean that you keep them in your life all the time. But it means that when you set a boundary, you can love them for who they are and feel and pray for them in their pain. You know?
I don't know.
Okay, tangent. That is what I mean. If everyone's like, what is this squirrel thing Heidi talks about?
Okay, then she talks about the squirrel. She shows the squirrel booty. We go from people who are happy have lives worth living, and now look at my squirrel booty. Pin. You scruffy cons.
Scruffy cons.
Lord save us. So I'm sure I'll be kicked out by tomorrow, but you know, if anyone's in the group and wants to, and again, like what we saw, 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, 5 squats, garnered an entire hour and a half, of talking to the void about all these things. It's like, it's so obvious that it's a sales tactic to make you feel like left out of the community where everyone's sharing and caring and bullshitting each other, you know, all day long. Anyways, okay. And now we are 2 hours, 15 minutes in. So I think it's time we've moved on and we talk about light language. It's here. It's time. It's time to talk about light language. And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, well, you're in for a treat. Now, okay, I need to say this at the top. I think it's obvious. I always assume that everyone just knows, but just in case, you know, I don't think that there's any benefit to go and like harass these people in any way. I don't think anyone would, but you know, as a disclaimer for myself and for everyone, you know, this is just to show examples. This is not to say like these people are horrible people necessarily. It's just something it's a trend online that I found. I'm sure other people have found it too. So I'm just using them as examples, not to like go and cause them strife in their life, because there's enough strife in this life. But if you don't know what, here's the person I brought up before. This is on TikTok, and she's one of my favorite people that does light language, which I've learned through studying online spaces. There's different dialects of light language, and basically it's a mix of source energies, like messages. Angels give you these messages, but also it could be alien dialects. There's lots of interpretations. However, it always sort of sounds indigenous, if that makes sense, and you'll understand in a second. But there's definitely elements of like Native Americans, Mayans, like there's that influence, it seems, and it's usually perpetrated by white women. Seems to be the dominant audience of light language. And then I'm gonna show you some examples. Then we're gonna watch a video where she's not a debunker, but she's like a person who goes and explores wellness stuff. But really, it seems like she more likes wellness stuff and just makes content of her doing different wellness things. So interesting. But okay, here's an example. So this is, if you can't read or you're not watching the screen right now, this is to heal your gut, for gut healing for weight loss. So this is basically even easier than joining the 5-day, 5-minute boot camp. You can just listen to this 5 times a day and your gut will be healed and you'll lose weight. And then it's saying healing leaky gut and your gut walls. Increasing your digestive fire and ability to absorb nutrients and process waste. Now, if you're listening to this, just fair warning, you may be feeling your gut or need to yawn, cry, or have other energetic releases as you listen. You should watch 3 times for the greatest effect. And then one of the comments says, play song in bathroom on repeat. Now, she's my favorite because she actually has some talent in the musical realm. To me, she's got some skills. She's got the backdrop. She's got the eye, the panther eye, the jaguar eyes. There's some like melody to it. Hey, it's not gonna heal your gut or make you lose weight, but at least there's some, there's some like artistic like development going on. So I like her the best. But she's not the only one that is partaking in this sacred tradition that comes from 2008, 2005, apparently. Okay, this account is a Kundalini activator, galactic shaman, activating leaders of leaders. Okay, so she's my other favorite person in this space, and I'll show you why.
Uriakianati asiakiana uiaria. Oriasiana kiatiana wariati asiakura natawi. Ariana siatiana wati uriakiana.
Okay. So that is light language activation or translation or whatever they call it, but that's a very sexualized version. That's like the X-rated version. But there's a bunch. There's like I said, there's different dialects, but there's also different styles. So this is Mantis light language. Obviously different than the one we just listened to. Same girl though, same person. Come here. Oh, I'm gonna pause this amazing transmission to acknowledge Kimberly Cosset. Hello. Welcome. Heidi comes across super insecure while Rachel is more of an egomaniac. Yeah, neither are credible, and it makes me sad that people pay to learn from them. Hell yeah. Well, it's just a matter of time before Heidi joins Rachel, I think, in the cancellation crew.
There's a first for everything.
Right? Heidi, are you mad at me?
No.
All right, good.
Scruffy cunts.
I love that one. Kimberly, this is something that I want you to know.
I am all about getting a free ride.
And also, I don't think I played this one today or in a while. This is for you, Kimberly.
Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?
So thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This one.
Harana, hurana kashana takwiriti, harana hurana kashana takwariti, harana hurana kushana takwariti, harana harita, ashata kurana kishana takwariti, tara kushana tawi harati, harana hurana huratakarana kishana takwariti, harakatishanawi.
So she's got a lot of different, different styles. There's one.
Clear.
Okay. I gotta soundbite that. Okay, so let me set this one up. So basically, she's recording like a healing session, and healing sessions now are done through Zoom a lot of times. If you don't like burping and coughing, don't watch this. That's some sort of like, sometimes when I didn't like hearing anything like that. Like gagging was a thing I could not hear. So if that's your thing, don't listen to this because it gets weird. And if I was the person that she was doing this healing session with and I did not okay the posting of this video, I would not be okay with this. Here we go. Energy work. Kundalini energy. Deep energy clearing. I'm just going to let it roll.
Clear. Oh, there we go. Clear. Woof. Yes, clear. Clear. Removing. Whoosh. Ice. Arata keshenita quirity. Quality. Yes, there's a lot on your shoulder. Yes, clear. There's a lot on the shoulder. Clear. Oh my God, hold on. Yeah, I don't know. Something's in there. Hold on. I want to throw up. Hold on. Fuck, hold on. Shoom. Clear. Source. Source.
Oh God.
Arata kashanata kurata kashanata kwarata urrata kashanata kurata kashanata kwarita aurrata kashanata kurita urrata tata shata kurata kashanita kwarata kushasha aishata kushita kwashata aishata kwarita sending it out through her throat now urrata tata
It's almost over.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I gotta cut it off. All right, it's over, everybody. It's over. Oh yeah. If only she had 10 gulps of water. Oh my God. I watched that last night. I was dying laughing. I was like, what the hell? Oh man. Okay. I would be so upset if that was me. Like trying to clear out my demons or whatever on the floor in my, Adidas shorts. No, it's on an Instagram post. Oh my God. I hope she asked. Here's another one.
Clearing out any densities out through her throat. Releasing. Ush. Takashita kwarata kurata tata ushita kwarata kwashita kwarata karata kwashina urata kushita kwarata kurra tata ush. Clear. Transmute. Sending it to source light. Ushita kwarata. Oof.
Sending it to source, take it away. Take me away. Okay. So in case you want to know how much that costs to do, she's got a website, of course, as they all do. How much are we gonna guess? Okay. Guesses over. Online sessions are $255 per session. You can book a 3-session package for $225. If you're interested in person, of course, she lives in Florida. She's only accepting women for in-person sessions so far. And you can do it on Zoom. Yeah, and she's got times you can book. So they're an hour and 15 minutes for $255. Unless you buy the 3-pack. Cool. And then, of course, there's a course. Of course. You can join a 12-week group container to do that types of stuff, I guess. Oh, only a waiting list. Does it say the price? Probably not. But we'll check. Yeah, you have to join the wait list, and then they'll drop the price on you. Probably. Let's just look. Oh, and there's retreats too. If you want to go on a retreat in June. Wait, that already passed. In Mexico, of course. Huh. How much? Show me the prices. I need the earthly currency. I don't know. Okay, so you can go to Mexico and you can do all this stuff in Mexico. Or I guess you could have, but I guess you could time travel back, perhaps. Yeah. Interesting. She's one of my favorites. Let's see what else. Here's a better breakdown of the different names of the dialects. Like I said, there was like Mantis was the one was like that one. But then there's Lyran, Blue Avian, Arcturian, Andromedan, Atlantean, Orion, Lemurian, Pleiadian, Sirian, Sirarian. You know, there's so many to learn, so little time. What I want is all of the people who claim to speak the language get together and then translate it to each other. Yeah. And here's just another person. I totally agree with what she said. Like, so impactful. But I do want to watch more of a channel I came across today. And, okay, well, first let me intro it like this. This person was a guest on a channel, a YouTube channel, where the girl was saying I should stop saying girl. Girl, wash your face. Girl, stop calling people girls. Woman, she's a grown woman who goes and like experiences wellness stuff. Some problems with it, some issues, some cultural appropriation for sure. But she interviews her about light language and does this like light language thing with her. But so we're gonna watch that video because they kind of break it down and explain what it is and like how the ceremony goes, and I think it's sort of shocking to watch. So but if you wanted to learn yourself, you can get a light language course online course for $222.22. But of course, to learn how to do this yourself. So I don't know how many dialects you get. There's nine modules. You will, if once you do the course, you will, activate your authentic embodiment and expression, feel more confident, access your full potential, and remember who you are. Everyone has issues with remembering who they are. And you can just do that on your own now. Anyways, that's hers. So let me get to the video. Let me stop wasting time and get to the good stuff. Now, I guess people are familiar with her. I had not been, but now I'm deeply invested into this woman's life. Her name is Sky Life. And there's even some, what do you call it? Not subliminal messaging, but there's some product placement within this video, which I thought, wow, we are transcending all reality, but we're still shucking our products in the earthly realm. Okay, here we go.
If I weren't experiencing this reality, it would seem insane to me.
You believe you're an alien?
Definitely. I can open up a portal, speak your own version of light language as well.
I need to keep my hands on the wheel. I've been wanting to meet Heather Activation Vibration for 3 years, I think. I've been listening to Heather's affirmations every morning for a year. Heather travels all over the world. She has a place here in California. She claims to speak alien language. People call it light codes or light language. In the spiritual world, there are...
So what is she saying? What is she bringing down from where? And why does it all sound the same? It sounds like what's that? Avatar. It sounds like the Avatar language, Navi. Oh, that's them. I don't know if that's the language they speak, but it's like, it's definitely hinging on like indigenous cultured sounding language. Now it's not, it's gibberish, but I think what do you call it? Not the implementation, what's the word? Where it's like, it's sort of obvious, like that's what they're trying to invoke here is like, oh, I'm getting native language, languages are coming to me and telling me what to say. Cause it all sounds like, oh, it's an ancient tribe that I'm, bringing to you for my $200.
People who claim that they can connect with different extraterrestrial beings, speak light language. They actually feel that they've come to Earth from another part of the galaxy. I 100% believe in aliens at this point. I've made a couple of videos about it, and one was a documentary with Yes Theory where we actually spent time with people who had abduction stories. I'm hoping that...
Now, someone on Reddit said that they were sort of disappointed in my channel because they're like, oh, I thought she was a journalist and like a serious journalist, and she sells merch and like makes money, so I'm like conflicted about it. And I'm like, I don't want to come off as a journalist because obviously I have a very strong point of view of like, I don't like this. I'm not being unbiased towards this industry whatsoever. I've been through it and I'm biased now based on my own personal experience and what I see. But I feel like this person, this Sky person, sort of tries to act like she's on Vice, you know, with her channel. And this is her channel, I believe. This is not like she's working for a company. But obviously, from what she's already said, that she listens to this woman's transmissions every morning and she believes in aliens. And so it's already sort of leaned way into wanting to believe. So I hope people who watch this go, oh, this is an unbiased person going and trying something and seeing if it works. This is a very biased person as well, doing something she already thinks is real. So just
after spending the day with her, I'll have a better idea if maybe there is something to this alien language she's speaking, or maybe my bullshit meters will detect if it's completely a scam. But if anyone would be able to do this, it would be her. Let's get out. She's coming. Can I tell you something? I've been wanting to meet you for like 2 years.
I've been feeling you like you've been coming through the realms recently.
What does that mean, coming through the realms?
Like you've been appearing in different realities, your name, this, that, ideas, yes, okay. Yeah, I feel her.
What are we doing?
We're just gonna allow for whatever is to flow.
Yes, this, that, your name. Like, oh yeah, that sounds very convincing. I'm very convinced that you've heard me in the other realms. Yeah, I heard this and that and your name. What's my name? Can you repeat what my name is? Did you remember?
Through.
Do you use the pool here?
I do. I love it. It's actually salt water. So, welcome to the portal.
It's a well-made video. Very well edited.
Where I live, we call it the portal.
Really? There's a resonant vibe.
There's lots of synchronicities happening already.
So we have Sekhmet over here.
What's his name?
Sekhmet.
What does that mean?
It's actually the lion goddess from Egypt. He's a guy, but genders are not
so
like
it's
relevant.
Non-binary
yes.
cat.
He is. He honestly is. He likes.
He's a non-binary cat. Yeah, he is. Wouldn't that be he's male then? He's a non-binary cat. Yeah, he is. He's so masculine.
To climb things, and he likes to do really interesting tricks. He may like jump on it just to like.
Oh my god! All the expensive equipment. Do you want to give us a little tour?
Sure. Yes. There's different crystals actually aligned throughout the place, all set with intention to like hold a specific frequency, so that you feel good, so that you feel nourished, so that you feel loved. Welcome.
Can we talk about this beautiful altar over here?
We have a bunch of different things that are energetically representative and like symbolic of certain frequencies to invoke certain energies.
So you have
it's like support.
broom.
Yes. She actually just came to me. It was a gift.
It's like Harry Potter. When he gets the broom in the mail.
It wasn't exactly like that, but like it was like that.
Can we
Do you want to see her? Yes.
Can I touch it?
Yes.
Whoa. This is cool.
This is a vibe for you. Oh, you look incredible.
The purple vibes. The banana socks.
You chose your socks to match.
Segment, do you like it? Segment is a little tearing up the sacred broom, Segment.
It's not like I...
Thank you, Maddie. I did not know that. I appreciate that. Even for a cat? Okay, fair enough.
Ride this broom at night and it comes alive and this is what I... No, it's more just like... an energetic representation of magic.
So I've been listening to your music every morning for about a year.
That is incredible.
I just can't thank you enough because it really makes a difference in my day. There's definitely a time in my life where I struggled a lot with wanting to get out of bed and felt a lot of depression and anxiety and like would just wake up anxious. Listening to those, it's been actually like a pillar of my morning routine.
I love that so much.
Okay, that's the perfect thing we were just talking about. She is a hot lead. So, you know, cold lead would be a frozen ass like lake would be me. Like, I'm against it. I'm not going to ever believe in this unless some miracle like came down and showed me, you know, whatever, some crazy shit. Maybe I could be turned that way, but I'm a very ice cold lead. So now in this experience, the Sky has already said, she listens to her, you know, every day. Okay, that's hot. She's a hot lead already. Then she said she was vulnerable, depressed, anxious, and that this woman's transmissions or whatever has helped her. Okay, this girl's boiling hot lead. So basically, she knows that she can manipulate her very much more easily. She doesn't have to like try as hard to manipulate her than having to try to prove to someone who's not interested in that type of stuff. So again, like this is sort of presented as like, oh, I'm going to go see if my bullshit meter, you know, goes off. To me, it's like, there is no way that she wants to hurt this woman's feelings because she's already like, you know, invested so heavily into her work that no matter what, I feel like she's going to make it seem like it's real. It's real. Like that's the vibe that I'm getting. And it's important to know, like, there's all these like little, not even hidden, but there's all these breadcrumbs along the way showing you that this person is already like ripe to be ripped off.
Let's see the rest of the beautiful portal.
So welcome to the garden. These are oranges.
So good. What do you eat?
Only breath and magic.
I mean, you're not actually breathing.
No, I'm not actually. I know that's a real thing though. I haven't eaten meat in 11 years, actually, until I just did ayahuasca 2 weeks ago. And I had this whole thing come through where it was like, I partly identify with the fact that I've been vegan, that I haven't eaten meat for over 11 years, and I'm like, I need to dissolve that ego.
I want to sit down and really dive into all of this.
Let's do it.
So let's go back to the altar and let's like sit. What's it called? A hand drum?
A hand pan, but it's a space drum.
It is a UFO.
It's actually a spaceship.
In your lap.
That plays sound frequencies that are like cosmic binaural beat sound frequencies that register to certain parts of your brain and activate certain awarenesses and consciousnesses and abilities to feel. Same thing as light language.
No, it doesn't.
Which I don't understand.
It's okay, you don't have to. Your soul gets it.
How do I do it?
It's kind of like you're pulling the sound out.
My little necklace is getting in the way.
Which, by the way, I love this. I've seen them before.
It's called The Shift, and it's made by Camuso, and basically it helps you breathe slower. And it activates the vagus nerve, which we know helps you go into the parasympathetic nervous system and get out of the crazy fight or flight anxiety that we're often in. So basically what you do is you take a deep breath in and you breathe out.
This is a product placement because in her description, she's got a code for it.
You exhale through it to slow your breath down. So I'll show you.
I like her ring.
It helps me so much, especially when I'm working, because it's a physical reminder to breathe. So this is The Shift by Camuso Design. And also want to thank them for sponsoring this video. Thank you for bringing it up. Yeah. And you can use my code SKYLIFE for a 15% off discount, and the links in the video description.
She knew they sponsored the video because Source Energy from Aliens told her. Wow.
Channel light language. You do specific breathing to get into it?
Yes, usually different every time, but it does require centering my energy so that I can open up and channel.
Are you gonna be able to show us?
Yes, absolutely. I would love to co-create a space, a container to where you feel comfortable, and if you feel called, to allow your soul to speak your own version of light language as well.
I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I'm so open.
The human doesn't need to know, the soul will get it.
People who are speaking light language, they could just completely be making this up.
Totally. It could be totally fake to some people, but I can't deny it. I need to have multiple proven facts, experiences in order to claim something as tangible or real. There have been so many forms of confirmation for me connecting with ETs. I don't deny this. It would be inauthentic for me to deny it. I would literally be holding the biggest part of my experience back and suppressing that.
Talk me through your experience of connecting with extraterrestrials.
I'd say over the past 8 years really, I've been connecting with cosmic beings, ETs specifically. A few years ago, I was completely sober, laying in my bed, and I felt called to meditate. And as I was meditating, these 3 light beings appeared on each side of my bed, like kind of what you would think an alien would look like, where they were really tall, their head.
Okay, so she's totally sober. And she's in bed meditating, and then these beings show up. Okay.
Were different shapes, and their arms and their legs were more lengthy, and they had maybe about 3 or 4 fingers. I couldn't fully see, but they weren't physical form. They were emanations of light. I woke up
you were awake.
I was awake. I was not sleeping. I wasn't in a dream. And they lifted out my light body so I could see it, almost to show my human, this like spiritual body of mine, this aura, this energy that we all talk about, it's real. The next morning, I started thinking about Arcturians. Arcturians, what are Arcturians?
So the name Arcturians just came to
through, fully came through. I had not heard of them before. And they are the energetic consciousness that I connect to.
I feel like you ever been to a party where you don't really want to be there and you are sober and someone starts talking to you because they just smoked a bunch of weed and they come up to you like, did you know that like the ego is not good for you, man? It's like, oh no, leave me alone, please. Don't corner me right now. Where's my friend? Why did they leave? Why are they in the bathroom? Like, okay, let me tell you about the time that I saw 3 aliens next to my bed. And you're like, please, let me go home. Please. There's also a lot. We need to break this down at some point, or I need to, and then talk about it on the channel. But like, there is a white supremacy element to all of this, and at least with star seeds, and I don't know enough about it to like fully talk about it confidently, but it's funny or interesting that, you know, a lot of these extraterrestrial races that people are talking about, like these Arcturians and the starseed Pleiadians or whatever, they're white. And they say that the white color is because it means something, and that, you know, so they're sort of not saying it's white supremacy while also inferring it that you know, that is the most civilized civilization that's on a different planet is that color and looks like that. There is that element. I just want to say that just to like preface it. I don't know enough about it to talk about it further than that, but
unfollow me.
So just wanted to say.
And channel and communicate most to.
What other experiences have you had actually
in physical form? So multiple times I've taken friends to Joshua Tree. Joshua Tree is like a huge portal. It's happened 3 different times. We've seen full-on ships. There's a portal in the middle of the sky, and all of these ships kept going from all over the sky to this portal and disappearing.
I actually made a documentary about people who had abduction stories. So I'm at the point where I definitely believe in extraterrestrials. Yes. But I'm still sort of integrating into the information. For some people watching this, they may be like, what, these girls are batshit crazy.
Full on. That happens all the time. And it's totally fine. Like, I totally get it. Because if I weren't experiencing this reality, it would seem insane to me. It's so real and so undeniable for me that I don't really mind what other people think or what they feel.
I want to talk about the talking to aliens thing.
Yes. There's a specific energy and essence, a transmission that's coming through the light language, but it's not specific words. You wouldn't be able to translate this word means this word means this word. It transcends beyond the ego's need to imprint and identify certain meanings with specific words.
So what you're
Yeah, that's a good excuse. That's so genius. It's like, I'm gonna translate this, and you're like, what does it mean? You're like, well, it transcends all understanding. But your soul gets it. Your soul understands. Like, oh, wow, so beautiful. God, they have a solution for everything. They have an answer for everything.
Saying is the alien language transcends human language.
Yeah, it transcends like the human realm entirely. It's like a cosmic stream of energy that is channeled through audible frequencies.
When you're speaking this language, do you know what you're saying?
Yes. It's happened multiple times actually where I've used light language in challenging situations or times where I need to activate my power. External reality shifts instantly. I am not even kidding. I'm talking about miracles happening instantly, things changing.
What has happened?
I was in India and in a taxi on my way to a retreat, and I had multiple hours to go, and the man let me know that he was instead taking me to his house with other men and was going to do things to me. And I had no service on my phone. I was in a country that I didn't know. And I sat there in meditation for a few seconds. A wave of energy came over me, and I actually became extremely calm. And I looked at him. I was sitting in the back, and he kept looking at me, smiling, laughing, thinking it was hilarious. You think you're a smart woman. He would say these weird things as I'm just sitting there meditating, like getting ready. He was like, but you got in the car with me, saying all these creepy things, trying to further activate my fear and make me feel less empowered. And I stared at him in the rear view mirror, and I just started channeling light language. It was a strong and powerful, fully activated portal of energy. It just fully came through. I was staring at him in the eyes, didn't flinch, and it was like, Disiasha fompoko hasa kiatuash, derakala hasa tikiampesh, dos, kwe ashikiampua, dondo kusepalash, dire, shikiapuafa, indosh. And within that second, he completely flinched, shifted, and turned the wheel so hard, literally almost like ripped us off the road, and was like, fine, have it your way. That's all he said, fine, have it your way. And I proceeded to drive with this man for 2 hours, and he dropped me off at my location.
Oh my God. I have full...
It's a weird story. I don't know what to think about it. I feel badly that she experienced like a terrifying situation like that, but I'm also confused. Like, the guy from India spoke English, and why wouldn't you get out of the car? And why did your phone not work? And did you report this to anybody? Okay.
Body chills as you're telling this story. What you just spoke, it's so powerful. What was
I saying?
The message?
You had planned this thinking that you would succeed, but you have chosen the wrong one, because it is not just this girl that sits back in the back of your car. I am a temple of energies, of gods and goddesses streaming through to teach you a message. So it wasn't even about me.
So wait, he heard it? So he understood it, or what? Because that doesn't make sense to me. I'm not just a girl. I am also a goddess. I don't know.
It was about this energy that needed to come through for him. Who knows how many times he has done that, or the people that he was doing it with have done it. But that day, I was meant to not only experience my own initiation and activation with him in like holy heaven, but for him to experience a shift too. But I also use light language to activate high frequencies of bliss and happiness, and that's what I do through my songs. It's the galactic connection and channel that has been able to reach those who resonate and people who are ready to like tap into this higher frequency awareness.
Do you believe you're an alien?
Definitely. Like I for sure am.
Have they told you about what's going on?
Where's your parents? Can they confirm this alien origin?
On in the worlds currently?
I do get confirmation that by 2024 there will be a physical landing where it is known by the mainstream that aliens exist. So within the next 2 years.
Soon!
Yeah, it's really soon.
That's in 2 years.
Yes.
My mind is in a pretzel almost, but...
Yeah, maybe you literally want to stop.
Sorry, everybody. I watched too much Amazing Race, where the taxi drivers do not understand any place that they go. Because I'm watching the old seasons, like season 1 through 10. I think I'm on like season 11. And basically, anytime they go out of an English-speaking country, none of the taxi drivers speak English, whether it's in South America, Asia, nowhere. So I'm totally biased, so I'm very sorry. You're right. That's ignorant. Very ignorant of me to not think that they also speak English. Duh. Okay, so now she's a space alien, and that aliens are going to land in 2024. So set your watches. I'll set the countdown right now, and we can watch it in real time, as they say. Countdown to 2024. Which day? Do we know? She didn't say. She didn't reveal that nugget of information. Oh, 2024. Here we go. Aliens arriving.
Stop using human words and you want to speak light language.
Yeah.
So first we're going to be crystal portaling you, setting these crystals with divine intention. Fully relaxing your nervous system. It's going to take you on a little journey of sound.
The poor cat. He's chilling.
Shwasia lahakwampa satada ashiria. Dwarasiki ashasala fwa kapi as asham. Indiki ashasafua. Tu asiki alakwap asatash. Eki a halakwamba as. Dwasi eshikia. Are you ready for this to come off? You don't have to open your eyes yet though.
It felt so good. What were you saying?
I felt like this grandfather cosmic energy.
Well, there's been
called upon us.
lots going on with my grandfather.
And is he still on Earth or?
No, he died.
Well, he's definitely one of your guides. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You are like this cosmic granddaughter of like a...
What's going on with your grandfather then? She's like, there's so much going on with my grandfather. Oh, is he on Earth? No, he's dead. So what's going on with him? What could possibly be happening?
specific mission. So with light language, it just comes naturally. It's just you allowing yourself, giving yourself, your soul permission to make sounds, to be audible, to hear and feel vibration through your expression of whatever wants to come through.
I want to believe this is real, but then the human part of me is questioning it still.
Which is natural and normal, and that's a part of the fun, where it's like we forget so that we can remember.
My fear is that I'm just gonna make things up.
At first it may feel like that, but you have to give yourself permission, because that's still the ego doubting. I'm gonna be speaking to you as well. It'll be a conversation. Okay, so bringing your energy.
There's a lot going on with Grandpa. Oh yeah? Yeah, he's dead. He's been dead for 10 years. There's a lot going on. I'm sorry.
Energy into our hands, and let's activate the energy and holding it to your heart. And with this, opening up the gateway, the portal to your soul's language. So we're just gonna be kind of moving the torso. Desikiash asanfo. Dinasiki ananarshia. Dvashasan. Dish. Oh. Kanaswana.
I just, oh yeah. I can't.
Let it speak. Let it speak through you.
I'm sorry. No one be scared. It's okay. The aliens are 497 days away. I feel badly. This reminds me of the Pentecostal, get the demons out stuff of, that religion. It's like speaking in tongues, very similar. This is the same vibe, but with, one person in a house with Buddha and, Native American musical instruments, which is very confusing, but that's the vibe I'm getting. It's quite dramatic, but I think it's because she trusts this woman. She believes like, okay, she's helped me so much. She's telling me to just say whatever, and she's watched her transmit all day. So she's just like doing what she thinks and probably just going, like feels probably, I don't know, not maybe good, probably does feel good, but it's like a release of something. And she says she's had, struggles with depression and anxiety. So she's probably just like letting that out a little bit. And if you've had like very bad panic attacks, I mean, you can kind of get to that point where it's like, you're not making sense. You're just like, like, I don't know, don't talk to me. So maybe that's like something like that, what's happening. Cause she seems almost like out of control a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I thought this was supposed to be like a blissful experience. It seems a little bit traumatic for me watching. Yeah, exactly. I see your comment. Yeah, it like when I did breath work, and I don't know they didn't show the whole what she was doing. She might have done breath work before, starting this process because they were doing some sort of things. And when you cannot breathe, you do panic and like end up, I was like, I felt like, oh my God, I'm experiencing this, emotional thing. I was like, yeah, I'm like dying. That's why I'm emotional looking back at it now. But in the moment, you're like, wow, what an amazing experience. Which I'm sure it's amazing, but I don't know if it's healthy long term.
Oh, yeah. It feels weird to say human words after.
Oh my God.
I don't know how to explain, but I have a full, healing.
Yes, a full opening, a full clearage from your throat, from your expression, from speaking your truth.
Yeah, I was coughing up
energy
blockages.
Yeah.
My voice feels clear.
Yes.
I feel my voice feels different.
Yes, stronger. Yes. Your voice trusts you more. You trust your voice more. Keep doing it whenever you feel called to. Again, it is the best way to openly be able to express and purge any type of energy or emotion. Nothing can get it out like light language can. Your cosmic self is literally my best friend.
I feel like you could know what I was saying.
Fully yes the whole time.
At one point, I just felt like I was claiming my realm. Like, this is my space to express. This is where I do what I do. This is where I am who I am. It does not concern me what people are gonna think about it.
Yeah.
This is a good natural end.
Yes.
Go check out Heather Activation Vibration.
Right.
Links in the video description. Yeah. I have no idea. Comment whatever the fuck you think about this.
Really proud of you. You're amazing, so magical. Thank you for all you do.
Okay, that's it. And the adventure continues.
We got a lot of time on our hands, yeah. Don't have to rush a thing, don't you know? Easy, let it come, let the sun hit ya. Easy, let it come, don't worry.
All right, final comments about this one. Great production value. Gotta love production value. I think it takes time, effort, good equipment, good editor. I would love to have them on my team. I don't have a team. I have me, myself, and Irene. No, Irene is I as well. So very impressed by that. Confused by that outburst, but what can you do? And I got the email. So Kendall said she got a reading done by our friend that we just watched, Heather, the Activation Vibration. So, okay. So I don't know exactly how this all works, but I'm assuming there was some sort of Zoom or something, or no? Let me know in the comments. Did you get a Zoom call? Did you meet her? Or was it just hey, I want this reading, and then she just sends you stuff? Okay, but it says, blessings, love. I'm grateful to connect with you and your spirit guides in this way. You had a powerful reading, of course. Your pull was in accordance with the intentions and the energy of feeling stuck, uncomfortable, and anxious. The cards usually express their meaning with advice as to how to formulate your life so that you can answer your questions continuously deeper and deeper with the situation from your best state of mind and act in accordance with your highest self. You will find your answer as you take the advice and apply it to your life. Perhaps the answer to your questions will alter from what they currently are as you do so. The order in which the cards were pulled are also significant in variations, often symbolizing the past, present, and future, or perhaps there is a 3-level answer to your current questions. Your first instinct is usually correct, so don't overthink the answers. Simply trust your gut feelings and listen to what comes to mind. Attached to this email, you'll find photos of the actual cards. So she got the DNA, the clouds, the island, dragonfly, music. The shadows you carry are ancient. Many of them might not be yours, passed down from your ancestors and conditioned by your genetic code? Genetics? Okay. Interesting. So that was like a tarot card reading. Tarot, you're being summoned. So this is her tarot readings. Yeah, this is the one where you can do the class to learn light language. Oh, look, in 5 minutes, you have instant alignment. Everyone's doing 5-minute workouts, 5-minute alignments. Man. Well, that's interesting. She seems like she was a popular one back in the day. Light language, huh? Here's 2 more. Here's an elf doing light language.
Mashi, you're not a muggle. You're not a muggle.
Oh no, Dave's back.
You're not a muggle. You're a spiritual being with act.
I like this is like light language-ish, like Spanglish, but light language-ish, like half English, half light language. And here's one more. This is more musical as well. I like the musical ones better. It's chill. She's got like the ASMR light language. Yeah, that's nice. I prefer those. If I had to pick one, I'd pick that. No, I'd pick Kua. Kua's my favorite. For always and ever. We'll end it here. I know a lot of people are going to sleep. It's already 11 Eastern Standard. So let's heal our livers and we'll call it a night. How about that, everybody? Did you guys like the new stuff? Little Hollis. I probably could have done less Hollis. I mean, I always thought there's more than I was anticipating, but you know, I like it too. But did you like the little different? Let me know in the comments. She's also telling us to drink plenty of water. Can you help me heal my liver? Yeah, hold on. Let me get my guitar. Let me get my drum. What a night. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Taro's on the couch, so she's like, peace out. She says goodbye. She's going to play her theme song, which I think was These 7 Buttons. That's hers. All right, everybody. It's been a great night. Taro says, see you later, Kit Kats. And don't forget to take 5 minutes and never experience hate again. All right. And we'll be back very soon. Talking about Dave Ramsey. He's a guy who likes to fire people because they don't like Jesus that much. Or they have sex without getting married. Dave Ramsey coming up next. Next stream. Covering Davey. He likes to talk money, but he won't heal your liver like Kua can. Yeah. I like that as an outro. Thank you, Amelia. I appreciate that. And thank you for joining. And for that, I'll play one final song before we go.
Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?
Peace out.